What I'm not going to do is censor myself and or not talk about the real issues. Okay?
Just you asking that question, you sound ignorant as hell. Because there are plenty black construction workers making 42, less than 42, work hard as hell. Okay?
Work harder.
Chill. See, that's
To not be a victim means to fight. To not be a victim means to have some strength and some courage and some character. And we're not seeing that. We're seeing black men cry about the system. We're seeing black men cry about the lack of education that they're getting and the education that black women are getting.
And that's something that we don't think about when we're on these panels. We're thinking we're talking to a regular guy about a regular subject. Meanwhile, he's seething because he's thinking about all the rejection he's had in his life. And here's a woman that represents that rejection.
Because there's a divine order to this. So if you want a woman to submit to you, you need to submit to God.
That's
everybody has a role
so
in the madness.
If you're complaining about promiscuous women, stop promoting promiscuous women as desirable women, right?
They're the biggest consumers.
Don't hire. I mean, it's everything. The way that life works, supply and demand.
These are the white men that you all told me to go to their channel, that they're going to bash white women on their channel and talk about them in the way that y'all talk about black women. And I go on their channels and see that they're bashing black men on their channel.
The real question is the black woman ready for this type of leadership? Is she
negated
ready?
Everything.
No, I did not. Listen.
Yes, you did.
You're saying I negated it because you don't want to hear that part.
Because there's no point in saying it.
What I'm not going to do is censor myself and or not talk about the real issues. Okay?
just you asking that question, you sound ignorant as hell. Because there are plenty black construction workers making 42, less than 42, work hard as hell. Okay?
Work harder.
Chill. See, that's I can.
To not be a victim means to fight. To not be a victim means to have some strength and some courage and some character. And we're not seeing that. We're seeing black men cry about the system. We're seeing black men cry about the lack of education that they're getting and the education that black women are getting.
And that's something that we don't think about when we're on these panels. We're thinking we're talking to a regular guy about a regular subject. Meanwhile, he's seething because he's thinking about all the rejection he's had in his life. And here's a woman that represents that rejection.
Because there's a divine order to this. So if you want a woman to submit to you, you need to submit to God.
That's
Everybody has a role
so
in the
if
madness.
you're complaining about promiscuous women, stop promoting promiscuous women as desirable women, right?
They're the biggest consumers.
Don't hire. I mean, it's everything. The way that life works, supply and demand.
These are the white men that you all told me to go to their channel, that they're going to bash white women on their channel and talk about them in the way that y'all talk about black women. And I go on their channels and see that they're bashing black men on their channel.
The real question is the black woman ready for this type of leadership? Is she ready?
Negated everything.
No, I did not. Listen. You're saying I negated it because you don't want to hear that part.
Because there's no point in saying it.
Now it's like a conditioning thing and we kind of overlook it. But in the manosphere, in those spaces, they are blatantly disrespectful to black women, like disrespectful. And we continue to make them popular.
Hey y'all, what's up? Oh my God, y'all. If what I'm reading is real, welcome everyone. Welcomes Gems and Jules. Hello, Tristan. Thank you. Oh my God, y'all. So, for everyone who have not heard, um there are reports, and I'm gonna just say allegedly, right, until we get like a CNN or TMZ or all the, like a verifiable source. Okay. There are reports that Kevin Samuels is dead, and he died reportedly of cardiac arrest. I won't say what people said it was about, but I'm just going to say cardiac arrest. Okay. There are several sources that have confirmed that he is in fact deceased at the age of 56. And so I was like, like what? So I'm still in shock, y'all, because I literally found out, and I was texting people. I'm telling everybody, like in the YouTube spaces, and everybody was like, "No, that's not true, Twan. Like you're wrong. You're wrong." I'm like, y'all, like I'm hearing this. This is like it's happening. No. Everybody was telling me no. So I'm investigation. I'm following. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna find out for sure. Y'all, it's pretty real that Kevin Samuels is dead. Like, I don't know. I don't want to be like, I don't want to say that I know for sure, but what I'm telling you is that the sources that we have has confirmed that it is in fact true. It is in fact true. Okay. I'll still say allegedly. Um, how y'all feel about this? El Doctrine said winter is coming. Winter is coming. There's a lot of people who are celebrating this. There's a lot of people who basically are happy. Like, oh well. Hold on 1 minute, y'all. Come here, babe. Come on. Let's look it off. Sorry, y'all. Had to take a little break. Yeah, so there are sources that are very close to him that have been reporting that he is in fact deceased. He was actually, according to sources, found deceased in his apartment. He was then taken to a hospital in Atlanta where he was pronounced dead. Now, according to sources, he has family that lives far away, and so they have not been able to identify or confirm the body. But yes, it is definitely reported to be true. Yeah, it was. It was supposedly related to cardiac arrest. Mm-hmm. And so the Lapeef Network, I don't know if you guys know that they've had a close relationship with them, and Lapeef Network have confirmed Kevin Samuels' death. They've confirmed it. And one thing about them is they're not going to, because they love Kevin Samuels, like they have a relationship with him. And so if they are reporting that Kevin Samuels is actually deceased, it's because they've gotten confirmation from a reliable source. I have been following the story for the past several hours. What happened was that he literally was seen being taken out of his home in an ambulance. And at that time, people saw like they pronounced him dead, I guess, on the scene. But of course, they have to take you to the hospital and go through the officials. Let me bring Mr. E Black. E Black in the building.
Hey, give me about 5 minutes, okay?
Go ahead. Take your time. Hi, M. Rochelle. Hello, L Doctrine. Yes, so obviously I'm gonna mute you. Okay, go ahead, mute yourself. Obviously, we are still kind of processing this information. It's very alarming. Like, it's very alarming. Sorry to hear what happened, but Cynthia G and Glad, they said they are the divest movement. Sad. What's sad about what's so sad, Paris? I'm just curious. Hello, M. Rochelle. So yes, I'm curious as to Paris as to what was sad. Is that they're happy about his death? Is that what you're saying, or what are you saying that's sad? Because I think it brings me to my next point is that when people die, should we ignore all of the things that happened before that? Like, what should we act like there was not like a targeted attack against Black women that was essentially started by this person? I don't understand. Like, I'm just trying to figure out why you think some Black women should still be supportive of Kevin Samuels because he died. Is that why you think people should be sympathetic? Do you think that he would care if I died? I mean, I'm just trying to figure out, but not to be unsympathetic. E Black, how are you?
Hello. We're back again.
We're back.
Mm.
I told you.
You did not tell me he was going to die. Stop.
No. I didn't tell you he was going to die. No. Don't let me.
Tawana was being real petty. No, I'm joking.
No. I'm not claiming that I told you that he was. Remember, I was like, E Black. I messaged you right away. I'm like, E Black, is this real? Because I was like, I know E Black is gonna like, is this seriously real? Because I heard it on Twitter. I literally just got me another Twitter account, and Twitter is like, so a woman in his building tweeted like, hey, Kevin Samuels. And so everybody was like, yeah, right, she don't live with Kevin Samuels or whatever. But then another guy tweeted like, yeah, like I just saw them wheel Kevin Samuels out. They said he was gone. So before it even went to the hospital, the people in his building already knew that he had passed.
Yeah.
So everybody was like, yeah, right. They're doing a hoax. Kevin Samuels just wants some fame, blah, blah, blah. But that seems like he's going too far. Like, who would go that far to put out that kind of information? I didn't see Kevin Samuels doing anything like that. Did you honestly think it was kind of a hoax at first?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Like with me, I'm not one of those content creators that jump on everything. I make sure I double, triple check my sources, and then based on the story, I will then see if it plays out a particular way. And I was telling you, I was like, just I don't know, just we'll see. And oh my goodness, I kind of then verified through somebody who I know was close to them, and once I knew that's when I was kind of considering doing a show. But like, I don't know. Right now I'm kind of like.
Are you shocked? Are you just like? Is it like just a total shock right now, where you can't even believe that it's true right now?
I am in a state of shock, but more or less as a Black man and getting older. You see these gray hairs,
Mm.
I'm kind of getting to that point to where my peers are passing away, people who I know are getting issues, and God dang it, it's like I was telling somebody, I'm not going to be able to do YouTube for 5, 6, 10 years like these youngsters are going to be able to.
I
Like
mean,
not just because of particular want, but just particularly like, yo, I'm gonna get old.
I want to
you
show.
know.
I want to show this. Because this is a tweet and this is Anton Daniels' Instagram.
Hmm.
I don't know if you guys can see it. It's so small. Sorry about that. I
No, we
cannot.
can see it.
It
We
says,
can.
Kevin Samuels, rest in peace, my friend. You accomplished a lot in your limited time on this earth. I loved you while you were here. So just letting y'all know, like, let me stop sharing that screen. This is real. Yeah, like Kevin Samuels is gone, y'all. So this is not a joke. I know a lot of people still are like, "Oh my God, this can't be happening." But E Black brought up an interesting point about Black men and your health, right? Like just in our age, right? We self medicate, we do, we act a fool out here. Like we not almost in our I'm almost in my 40s. I'm not 40 yet, but
Hmm.
I'm a few years away,
Yeah,
right?
you're still 23, right?
As soon as I blink, I'll be 40. I'm saying as soon as I blink, I'll be there. But I'm saying we have to take our health seriously.
Yeah.
From what I understand, it was a possible, and I don't really want to even put this out there, but I will say what I've been told, that it was some drugs that potentially caused a cardiac arrest. Do I know if the drugs are recreational or not? No, I don't know. um I just know that there were drugs involved. The drugs somewhat caused a cardiac arrest. Hi, Joanna. Welcome. Thank you so much. And this is all what I've just been reading and reports and things that are happening. Obviously, things are going to unfold as time pass, as the family verify his death. And it's so interesting because Haran did not believe me. He was like, "You, you crazy." Haran
Haran,
was
I
I
was
still
like,
right
don't
with
believe
you.
it.
he was like, "This
I
is a
still don't
joke,
believe
man."
it. I still don't believe it, man. I still don't believe. I tell you one thing. I tell you one thing. If he pop up tomorrow on his IG, man, he gonna have hell and brimstone for all y'all, man. He gonna double down. He gonna he probably gonna bring on 2 black women to drag
So,
just in
so,
honor for his resurrection.
so you think you should appreciate whatever contributions they make. They touch people in some way, right? Hmm. What do y'all say to that? You should appreciate whatever contributions people have made. Um,
I will
Cassandra,
say this,
yeah,
I will say this. I wasn't an avid, follower of his stuff. I don't know the guy. I personally don't, dislike or, have any kind of discord with a person to wish death upon them.
yeah,
It's just not that serious. You have a lot of people who are rejoicing over this man's passing. It's
yeah,
just really not that serious. Ironically, anyone who does feel that way, I really suggest that you take a moment to speak with your internal self. And ironically, the some of the messages that he might have that he was transmitting in terms of doing the self work, because maybe you might be a broken person. Ironically, if you're relishing in his death, you basically proved him correct. So it is what it is. I will say this: um, his passing will leave a tremendous vacuum in the YouTube space and all those 1 million plus followers. They're going to be looking for a new home and a new Kevin Samuels, a new Messiah. And prepare yourself for all the content creators who are going to try to snatch up those numbers, and they're going to be over the top. You're just going to see a lot of just foolery well into the summer, and most likely well into the end of the year. And it's
Nah,
I just hope.
they not gonna be able to do that. It takes years to build up to that. It
Oh no,
takes
I'm
years.
not saying that they're gonna. I'm not gonna say that they're going to get it. I'm saying that they're going to try.
Yeah.
They tried with him alive. So with him
Mm.
gone, I mean, you think they're not gonna double down and try
But
to
see,
snatch that up?
but see,
So
there
it's
was
it's
some
gonna
there,
happen.
there there was something specific about Kevin that kind of drew people in.
We
So
got some class. He
you
got a
can't
degree of class.
yeah, you can't just be any old body. Like, don't think you
Right,
just
right.
gonna step into Kevin Samuel's shoes. Like, even though I hated his rhetoric, right? He
Say it
had
with your chest,
something.
Tawana.
Yeah, I hated it. And I'm not going to, like, I'm not about to be like all nice just because like something tragic happened. I need to be clear about that. But he still had something that people gravitated toward him.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely. He
he
was an
got
intelligent man,
through.
also.
Like, do you guys remember this? Let me show y'all something. Do y'all remember this?
Do you remember the
Do you
time?
remember the time? I mean, I'm not, listen, I'm
Shout
not
out.
in.
Hold on. I want to say shout out to
Go ahead.
Tristan too and Haran. How y'all doing, man?
Look at
Hey,
this, y'all.
brother.
What up?
Look at this, y'all.
Brand I made as well.
Full screen.
Often talk about your perspective.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is my first encounter with the Kevin Samuels. Like, literally almost
So a lot of
a
your
year ago.
probably about some like
Well,
which is fine.
well, my perspectives are perspectives that honestly men have been sharing for the longest. The
I
barbershops,
was so nervous,
basketball
y'all.
courts,
I was so
and the
nervous.
places where men used to be able to
And look at
speak
that
freely
hair.
like men.
Yeah.
I came with it, didn't I?
So
I
it
came
used
with
to be
it.
all right for men to be able to be honest about what they thought, but we live in a culture now to where men are
Right.
canceled. So as a matter of survival, men just don't say anything, but the actions are speaking. So most women seem to have an issue with my tone. But what really never happens is people never really argue the points I make, the facts, the data, statistics. It's always about the man.
Well, I'm definitely gonna change that. Okay. Because I don't believe that you're wrong. Okay. I think that you just have no flexibility, no room. And the reasons that I think that is because, for instance, why do you even ask women to rank themselves? Why do you think it's important for them to judge themselves, especially when you're not really
You
going to
gonna,
consider the whole of them anyway, right?
you
You're
gonna
just
let me
going to rank
answer?
them based on the surface level.
What's my profession?
You're an image consultant.
Right. And what does an image consultant concern himself with?
But then here's my concern.
No. You asked me, and you got to let me explain it. You
Okay,
can't.
go ahead. I'm sorry. I'll let you explain.
An image consultant is concerned with what?
Well, are you only concerned with?
Okay, I'm answering the question. Okay, see that. Well,
I'm asking because I don't know what an image.
Image consult. Okay, have you ever been to a hairstylist?
Yeah.
You don't ask them to clean your teeth.
He was about to get me, y'all, right there. Y'all heard him. He's ready to just like let it go on me. I was literally so nervous this entire thing, but I had no idea what I was walking into, y'all.
Absolutely not.
I agree. Can you pause it real quick?
I can. Go
you
ahead.
know,
Go ahead.
you know, like I want to. Could you highlight Loop? Loop
What did,
God
what did he
TV.
say? He said, "Your episode with him is how I found out about Lapeef's show, and I've been subscribed ever since." I
And that's why and I want to say this right here. This is why I'm here right now because, like I said, at this time Kevin's slashing people. Kevin Kevin is slashing people. This is unique. Like he's being real reserved. He's being patient, and like I said, it's one of those things in which, like even with Lupe saying, is like, yeah. After this, we all wanted to find out who was this chick that stood up to Kevin and had a dialogue. Because at this time, it was a rap. It was like he was back. It was like t-ball practice for a while, and so like I don't want to talk too much, but like I said, I just want to make sure that you understand that these moments right here, where you come across and you realize like, oh dang, what has happened over the last year? You've got married, you've had children, you've gone through so much
definitely.
drama, but you go back to almost a year to the date, and you can see that we're at this point to where gosh. You
And
can't
you know,
make this stuff up. That's why I call you a legend. I don't care what
this
nobody
is so
say.
crazy because I wasn't married. I didn't have my baby. Nothing. Like this is like before all of this, you know. And Kevin Samuels was like you said, he had just eaten that he just did the average at best video that went viral. Like it went crazy. And so everybody was expecting him to lose it on
Yeah.
me. Like everybody was
Well,
like, "Oh no, yeah." So
I, I,
hi, Jesta Splash. I just want to shout out to her. Hi, Jesta Splash, Joanna, Miss Creative. Hello, welcome y'all. Help. Hi, Simon. Thank you for coming back, Simon. Go ahead. Go ahead.
well, I'm not surprised that your interaction went the way that it did with Kevin. I mean, you don't have combative energy.
Thank you.
I
Thank
mean, you
you.
can come to the table now. This is not a lot of times people find when they say, well, a person's not combative, it means that, oh yeah, they're docile. No, it doesn't. It just means that they're not combative. We can sit down and have a dialogue, and we can have a difference of opinion, and we can share, what I mean, contrary ideas without both of us trying to slash each other's necks open. And that's the problem with these YouTube spaces. I mean, people assume that there's just no, and that's not only the YouTube spaces. It's just social media. Period. People have removed nuance from social interactions. They've removed the concept of nuance, and everything is just so black and white. So the fact that you're able to sit there and have this conversation, with him, and he's an intelligent man, you're an intelligent woman. You're both sharing contrary ideas. Why would it go left unless somebody, I mean, just decided to go be disrespectful?
Yeah, and I always tell people he treated me very well. He did. He treated me very well. I understood his talking points. I challenged the ones that I did, you know. And he treated me with nothing but respect. And so people expected me to go off on him and I was like I don't go off of men just because. Like you need to disrespect me if you think if you disrespect me then you know how that go. All my gloves is off now. Then I don't have no respect for you. But if you treat me with respect, I'm gonna treat you with respect. Like I don't
Was
care.
there any was there any reason why you wear leopard print?
It wasn't.
Was that a subjective message?
It wasn't. I
Opposite it
literally
was.
I had that sweater. When I went to the beauty salon. I went to the beauty salon and everything because I was like, look, I'm gonna be on Kevin Samuel show, y'all. I gotta look my best, and so I was like, I gotta go. So I had that on all day, and it came down to me being on the show. I was like, all right, I gotta just jump on. This is what I got on. This is it, and that's what I did. I ain't had no real plan. No brown and black.
Yeah,
That's
you
that's
did.
it.
I think it was subjective. You was in your jungle mode.
He
She
was.
was ready to pounce at any time.
Yeah, she was ready.
Did you see this one, Haran? Did you see me do this interview?
No, I was actually put onto it.
Oh, you were. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I literally talked to him for an hour. We're not gonna listen to the whole hour, y'all.
Right.
But
Go ahead, play the hour. What you got to do?
I ain't got nothing to do. I mean, let's play. Okay, but y'all tell me to stop so y'all can like talk about some of the things I
On the
said.
physical. And I understand that, the
Well,
physical characteristics
for
are
three
important.
full years, I've talked to men, and the videos are there. So it's not as
Right.
though the work's not there. Most people don't want to go do the work. When I talk to men, one of the first things I ask: age, marital status, kids. How many hours of ask you your income? How much are you making annually? How many hours a week are you working? I asked them a lot of questions about production. For 9 weeks, I had a show called The Lion's Den, which was like what
Tawana,
Shark
can you
Tank meets
pause
The
it right
Voice,
there? Can you
and we
pause it
were
I'm
right
sh-
there,
actually
Tawana? I
talking
gotta
I
to
ask you
will.
men
something.
Hold on.
I gotta
coming
ask you
in
something.
a mock
Okay.
Shark Tank environment,
Hold on. Why can't
talking
I
to
pause
business
it?
owners,
Oh,
trying to help them get one thing to another. I have
all right. Go ahead. Sorry. It was
Okay,
giving me
so
problems.
those particular questions that he's asking, that he says he asks men when he gets into discourse with them and he judges them, I want to ask you, and also the women in the chat, are these the number of questions that he's asking? Not all of them, but a degree of the questions that he's asking. Aren't these the same questions that you ask yourselves when you consider a potential long-term partner, maybe even for marriage or otherwise, such as how much he makes, is he I mean, how old is he? Does he have previous children? Blah blah blah, so on and so forth. Isn't aren't these the questions that you ask yourselves, or you should be asking yourselves? You know what I mean? If you're considering a long-term partner.
I think that that's a good point. I don't know who got. I hear a whole bunch of background noise. Rhonda, you at the party or something? I hear
I'm
a whole bunch.
sorry. Hold on one sec. That's me.
That's you. You like okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, is that Haran?
Don't
Um,
yell at them kids.
you know, I
No,
think
they choose to go right by my door and talk.
Be
that's how my
nice.
kids look. My kids do the same thing. Um, no, and I'm not shaming you for having no kids. Don't worry about it, E Black. Just mute, and so I can answer your question. I think that's a great point because what I did think was good about his interview was that he basically was saying like y'all should be vetting men too, right? Like you guys should be having standards as well. The problem that I had with him was that his standards were so surface and he was teaching men to be very superficial about their approach towards women. And I thought that that was wrong. And I thought that that would cause men to be in unhealthy, unhappy relationships. And I think that if you don't truly teach men how to vet women as well, you kind of repeat this vicious cycle, right? Of divorce, of all these, negative outcomes that come from relationships. So I thought he was unrealistic in the approach to finding a suitable woman. But I did find value in the questions that he asked. And yes, especially before I had children, Haran, that was a very like real question. Like,
Right. Right.
do you have children? Right? Because I mean, I don't
Mm,
have no
mm,
children and I'm not dealing with nobody baby mama. Like, why? You know what I'm saying? So I think that's something that, use, but it's like depends on where you're at in your life because I think after I got divorced, of course, I was open to dating someone who had children.
mhm,
Of course.
mhm.
Right? Because I'm like, I have two children from my divorce. So why would I be
Right.
closed to the idea anyway? So
I have another.
yeah.
I have another question after you're done. Are you done?
No, I just think women need to be realistic, which I thought that was a good point of Kevin Samuels as well. That women need to be realistic about their circumstance, right? About their current circumstance in how they are approaching men or even thinking about vetting men. And I think a lot of women are not. And so he was basically saying, like, look, I'm gonna highlight these women that are just unrealistic about these men that they even have access to, right? So that was, something that I did appreciate. Yeah, if I could say something nice, right? I'll say that I
That-
appreciated that.
Ooh, the petty just don't stop.
I'm
Uh,
not trying to be, I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be
uh,
nice.
I'll say, I'm
All
I'm not.
sorry.
I'm
right,
not
I just want.
hosting. Go ahead. Go
I just
ahead.
have one more question. I just have one
Yeah.
question. So another one of his talking points was that average. I guess he referred to them as average men, blue collar men, men who are working, who are hardworking men, requiring average salaries. They weren't necessarily at the on the short list of many women,
Okay.
and he often took issue with that. Even though he often discussed the concept of a high value man and so on and so forth, I don't think that that particular point that he spoke of often was really, I didn't really see a lot of people address that. And again, I I am not an avid watcher, but through some of his clips and so on and so forth, and things that I've been told or saw, what I mean, I definitely found out about some of the talking points that he's made. So I ask you, do you think that he was right to have an issue with the fact that hardworking so-called average men who make average salaries aren't on the short list for many women?
I don't think he was right in that. I don't. Let me tell you what I believe. I believe that men who have access to wealth, money, resources, um, they don't have issues with obtaining women. I don't think that men like that necessarily needed guidance from him. I think the men that he spoke to were the men who had issues with obtaining women. It was personality, it could be looks, it could be a number
Okay.
of things. Access to, like, I don't think that his audience was the high value man.
Hold on,
I
hold on. I
still
want
don't
to.
So,
I
I
still
want.
don't think that.
Hold on. I just want to. Okay. Do you think that real estate agents still go to conferences to sharpen their skills to selling?
Of course.
yeah.
Do you think
Of
they
course.
try to? Do you think that some people want to get sharper in their skills?
I do. I do. And I,
Okay.
I know I
Well,
know
they
where you're
should.
headed. I know where you're
They
headed.
should.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Black,
So,
because
what
go
what
ahead.
I'm saying is that there's a lot of brothers that just because you make 100,000 and you're tall and good looking and you may think that you have it all, but then you realize the results that you're getting, you're not getting the results. So you may be looking towards some other places to say, hey, I need to sharpen my game up. So I understand what you're saying. Is that, hey, if you got the bread, you ain't got no problem with women. But what I think is he's bringing to is that if you want a person, if you are not getting the results that you're wanting, you probably should listen to what I'm saying because I'm gonna help you out.
Mhm, mhm. So in my opinion, they were trying to Jedi mind trick women to be like. So I feel like they were trying
Hey,
to
what's
sell.
on?
Yeah, yeah. I feel like it was like that's how I thought. I was like, oh, they trying to make women have low self esteem so that they would start to lower their values and then be with men like them. Like that's honestly how I looked at them. I was like, they're trying to brainwash women. And the women are crazy enough to fall for this. Like, I'd be like, dude, you cannot tell me like who I should want in my life and what standards I should have for myself. I mean, you can't tell me that. I'm sorry, you cannot. So
I
yeah,
tried, y'all. I
you
tried.
tried, you tried, you tried. I mean,
Tristan, you had something to say?
go
I'm
ahead,
sorry.
Tristan. I know. So hold on, for everyone who's just coming in, let me say this. Um, Kevin Samuels, no, it has not been confirmed by like a media source that we can, validate it. Um, for instance, like TMZ, CNN, or Shade Room. No, it has not been confirmed on any of those sources. But we did have a direct report from Anton Daniels on the Lapeef Network that has reported Kevin Samuels is deceased. He is in fact deceased. Um, and if you follow him on Twitter, you will see that Anton actually said, "Hey, I'm not gonna comment on this because this is a rumor, and I don't know." And then in couple hours later, he confirmed that Kevin Samuels was actually deceased. The reports are saying that he was found in his apartment, and um when he was picked up, that he was deceased already. However, he was taken to an ATO hospital, and from what I've been told, they are waiting on family to confirm before they report his death, and his family is from somewhere farther than where he is, so it may take some time. But there have been people who are in Atlanta who's been able to report that he is in fact deceased. And so this is all just a report. We don't have, like I said, a validation from a huge media outlet as of right now. There are several YouTube content creators that have been speaking about it, that have reported on it, and so we are talking about it. And El Doctrine said, "I remember Tawana on Kevin Samuel's show. It was the first time I knew of her or Lapeef. Then I joined the group and she told me to go back to Africa."
What the? Whoa.
Wait, what
Okay.
happened?
What?
What?
It's El Doctrine is tripping. I ain't never told him that. Let me tell you this.
If
I
El
could picture
Doctrine
you
pulls up
saying
a
that.
timestamp,
I could
Miss
picture you saying that though.
Yo,
if she
you know,
pulls
hey,
up a
we, hey,
timestamp,
let me go
I could
look through
picture
the
you.
group.
Listen, I
Look,
was a
look. I could
mess.
picture having a Shot-Town moment, and you just like,
Listen, no, I was a mess in that group. I was always in Facebook jail because I would go off on people in that group. So I know that I said some crazy stuff. No, but El Doctrine, tell me what was the context? Because he probably was in there tripping. That's probably why I told him that. So the Lapeef Network had a group, and that's literally how I found out about the show, because I went to college with JR and actually B Nix too. And I knew them in college, but I also went to elementary school with JR. So I knew him from there. And he invited me to the group. And I was like, what the hell is this group? And so I told him, I was like, do not invite me to these groups because I'm going to curse these people out. Like, what are you doing? And he was like, that's cool. We want somebody like you, in the group. So it was a whole bunch of controversy. And so I ended up catching a live one day on Facebook for the Lapeef Network. And I'm like, what is this? And so I heard Anton for the first time. I was like, oh, this man, I'm about to lose it. Like, I was in the comments going crazy. I was one of those people that was in the comments just going off on him. And so Anton was like, yeah, like, you come on the show. Come on the show then, since you got all this heat. You know what I mean? Come on the show. So I came on the next show, and that's literally how I formed that whole relationship with Lapeef, and yeah. I was talking smack about Kevin Samuels too. That's how Kevin Samuels told me to come on his show. I was
So,
talking smack about him. Yeah, I was going crazy.
so trolling does work.
Yeah, clearly, because
it depends. It depends. Listen, I will say this: that man is brilliant because, first of all, and this is just, you can check the numbers on this, okay? If you want to have a product that moves the needle and sells, women got to either love it or hate it. Okay? If your audience is mostly male, you most often are not gonna make that much money. You know what I mean? If it's a male, centered situation. You know what I mean? You got YouTube, you got male YouTube creators, but a lot of times if they're popular, 9 times out of 10, they got a strong female base going on.
right.
You know what I mean? So any woman or any man, if Kevin Samuels was the prime example. of if women hate you or love you, you're gonna make money. Because previously, before that, his audience was mostly male.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And yes, and one can say that yes, his audience going forward when he blew up was mostly male. But guess who made sure that the word was put around? Women were his unofficial, you know what I mean, PR team, man.
Yeah.
Y'all made him big. The anger, the vitriol, you kept sharing the videos. You saved this man millions in PR, and this
I
is
mean,
what happened.
Can I say one more thing?
go ahead.
Hey everybody, Tawana is literally 7 away from 500. If y'all could please give her a subscription, I would really appreciate that. If y'all know me, she's literally 7 away, y'all. Y'all subscribe to
Oh,
hers.
seriously? Oh
I'm
yes.
I'm
Oh
just
Yo.
I'm
yeah.
just I'm just 7 away, and then 507 from 1,000. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
keep
Let's
going,
go.
keep going.
Yeah, we just want you to get that. Sometimes the look when I got my community wall, it was at the. It took me a while, but if I would have got it earlier, I would have been so petty. So this is the perfect time, probably, because I
Yes,
couldn't imagine what you be posting right now.
yes. I was I thank you so much for that. Please don't forget to like the video too, y'all. Make sure y'all get those likes up, and definitely subscribe. Definitely. Thank you so much, E Black, for Luke Castley. Is it Luke Cassie?
Luke Casey,
Luke Casey 20. Thank you so much for coming. E Black sent you. I saw
I
that.
think she was a moderator for Kevin.
Oh wow. I'm one of his moderators, and just last night, young ladies with public IG accounts gained hundreds of new subscriber by calling into his live
Yeah.
stream. Wow. I will say
So
this.
shout out to Freezy, man. Freezy, what up, man?
Hey, Freezy. Freezy, I thought I sent you the link too, Freezy. I feel like I
Freezy don't
did.
want to show up. That's I know
Yeah,
why.
I
I
feel
know
like
why. Now I'm joking.
I feel like I sent Freezy the link because I was like, man, Freezy, did you hear about this, man? What's up? Like, did you hear about this? But I'm gonna send Freezy the link. Um, I want to say this though. When I appeared on Kevin Samuel's show, it literally took us to like the next level because we were like we had a lot of followers, but we ain't have followers. Like we had just we was getting there, and then after I said Lapeef Network, them people came over. I was like, oh my God. So then I started getting a lot more hate on Lapeef Show. I was like, okay, these people don't like me actually. Like they don't like me. It was kind of messed up. I was like, this is a little different than I thought. Cause then the YouTube people, because I was used to like our Facebook group and our Facebook crowd. But the
Yeah.
YouTube crowd was crazy. Like the YouTube crowd was like, "We don't like you, chick. You're crazy. Don't come. Like you, no,
Have
you
you
ain't."
looked at the comments of this video?
Yes, I did, and it was nasty. I wish y'all
You
could see the
you
comments.
you still got comments like they're just trickling it once
Listen,
a month, once a couple of weeks.
when I tell y'all the comments are disgusting, the people are. Let me see.
Always
Let me
told
let me
men,
read some of
I
these
don't want to hear
comments,
your
y'all.
broke problems. I think men should pay 100% everything, regardless.
But you know what, Kevin Samuels was so funny. He had me cracking up during this thing. Like I wanted to laugh so bad because the man had me dying. He really was funny, but I don't know. Like E Black said, Tawana, some guy was complaining about the mods, and I chimed in saying it happened to me too. Just roll with it. And you actually told us, well, y'all can go back to where y'all came from. Yeah, that sound like me. That sound like me. He's actually dead, right? He's not actually dead. Why do you think he's not dead, Anna? Tell me why. Because we got
Well,
reports.
she's asking a question. She's asking a question if he's
Oh
actually
no,
dead.
no. Yeah, he is. He's gone, Anna. He's
He
gone.
ain't dead. I don't think he's dead. I,
Nah,
Ron don't
yo,
believe it.
wasn't his
yo,
little
I
protege
wouldn't be
Melanie?
surprised if he the one who started the rumor. Look, listen,
Nah, his
look,
little
listen.
protege Melanie just said it. The funeral's
He's
supposed to
dead.
be in
Yeah,
OKC.
it's a done deal, Haran. And
Yeah,
I know you
he's
don't want to believe it, but
It's not.
that man gone, son.
he's actually been reported deceased. And it is related to heart, like a heart condition. Yes. So he has been reported deceased. Yep.
Was
Yeah,
it
I
really a
didn't
heart
even know
condition, or
he was.
was it a little powder? I'm just saying, let's keep it a buck.
Torrance said, I didn't know you was on a podcast until I came across you on the Kevin Samuel show. And no, Torrance went to high school with me, like, so he knew me before this.
Mm.
So he found out that I was on a podcast by listening to me being on the Kevin Samuel show. That was like crazy for Lapeep Network. I mean, they give me credit for it though. It's not like
I
they be
did.
like,
Look,
they give me credit.
I was like, yo, Tawana, that was awesome. I was like, yo, I ain't never seen no. Y'all gotta understand at that moment, Kevin was like, Kevin was like Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
He was going 4 for 5, knocking him out the park easy.
I want to
And for
find
the
that part where he talked about pretty girl privilege and he talked about me having pretty girl privilege. He was like,
oh,
look, he was like, that's why you found a man because of that. That's what he told me. He went in on me just a little bit. But yes,
You
Anna, from what we know, Kevin Samuels, he is deceased. He died at the age of 56 and he died from some kind of heart condition. The reports say that it's drug related. The drugs are not said to be recreational. So we don't know for sure if it's a recreational or if it was, an actual medication that caused it. But yes, from what we understand, he died earlier today in his apartment. And this is all just alleged, or until we confirm the reports, until his family confirms his body. So yes, he celebrated his 50. I thought he was 56, Luke Casely. Every,
mm.
56.
Damn,
all the
that makes it even worse.
Yo,
53, God.
53, all the reports said he was 56. Just confirmed because they all the reports said he was 56. Is he only 53? Because that's even younger.
Imagine
That's
somebody telling you that you might have 10 years to live,
yeah.
or 12 years. Like, golly,
that's every judge when he says 25 to life. I'm just saying.
no,
I mean,
what?
yeah. I mean, yeah. I
No,
mean,
So he is. Everyone said he's actually 53. Wow, he's only 53, guys.
man.
Oh, that's
53.
crazy.
And I mean, he seemingly looked like a man in good health, right? I mean, no one thought he would die of natural causes like this, right? I mean, this is just very abrupt. Or what do you guys think? What's your reaction to him being dead? Oh, so someone said he did survive cancer twice. I didn't know that. Is
Yeah,
that
I,
a true fact?
I think
Okay.
was it leukemia?
I don't know.
I think it was leukemia.
I think that's what happens when you get famous. You start ripping and running nonstop, and you have to take a stimulant to keep going. And that's
Mm.
probably what it was. I said the YouTubers don't understand that grind like those rappers have to do. So that's what I think it is. He probably burnt himself out, and his heart said, "All right, I'm going with you." You know,
Wow, that's a great point. You're ripping and running and everything. Um, Keep it during dark times. Black men have bad health, salt, sugar, alcohol, dehydration.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
because
well,
and Lil Wayne
that
having
all comes
seizures on
from,
planes like a
well,
while
if it's,
back.
what you say, Tristan? I didn't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said wasn't like Lil Wayne and Rick Ross having seizures on planes a while back for ripping and running. I said black men have a bad habit of, all right, I'm gonna keep going. Yeah, your body's gonna tell you, all right, I'm
Mm,
tired.
right, right. I, I don't know quite how to process this, right? Like I'm still thinking about the fact that someone like you know, I've met him so many times, and that's not a thought that I've ever had, is that he, you know, like, oh my god,
Yeah.
he would pass this suddenly. um he seemed, like I said, like a man in good health, or he was taking care of himself. So it does seem so sudden. But I know that nothing's an accident, right? When it's your time to go, it's your time to go.
I
um
also want to state that the the subject of Red Bulls just came up, and caffeine. Although caffeine overdoses, or just slugging down caffeine with a bad heart, it can have a negative effect on you. But also keep in mind that Red Bulls and energy drinks, period, they also have a massive amount of taurine, and that really
Yep.
can lead to heart failure. That's an undiscussed um, ingredient in a lot of energy drinks that can cause massive heart palpitations and
yeah.
dehydration. And you have to
Yes.
understand that. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you're going to be slugging down Red Bulls, you should be drinking at least 1 or 2 gallons of water per day. Because what happens is that those Red Bulls are going to dehydrate you. And if you're walking around dehydrated and essentially just wired all of the time, your blood is it's thick and it's moving sluggish. So if it's not moving in the manner that it should be moving, then things get clogged up, things slow down, and then things don't get the necessary attention that they should. So that's another thing. That's the main thing that we should be doing as people, period. Drinking enough water. We don't drink enough water.
Yeah.
What I mean? We really don't drink enough water. That's one of the things that we should be, when we talk about health and we talk about how we should be looking out for ourselves. We don't have these conversations about water. Every person should be chugging down at least 3 or 4 liters of water per day. You're made out of water.
Yeah, I mean, people need to understand that your health is very important. I mean, especially those of us that have children. Like, children need you, like, they need their parents. The 50 is too young to go from natural causes that could be avoided. So, if we could take those small steps to change eating habits. I used to tell my grandmother this, and she used to like get on me because she couldn't stand when I said this. But I used to be like, Grandma, we not slaves no more. We don't have to eat like this. That's what I used to tell her, because what I was essentially saying was that you have a heart condition. We don't have to keep putting all this salt and pork and all this crazy stuff in foods, right? We can eat differently. And she used to be like, but it's what I like to eat. This is how I like to eat. And I'm like, Grandma, but I can make it good without the pork. I can make it taste good without all the salt, you know. And so I think that we need to like understand that there's other spices besides salt, pepper, sugar, like the bad stuff, right? Like, I literally do a cleanse every year. I do a cleanse that's total only raw food, and I drink like organic juices, and I only consume raw organic foods, and I'll do it for 14 days. One time I did it for 21 days, and I literally just clean out my entire system. Every year I do one, and I'll do a fast if I like say I'm sick, you know, or I'm constantly getting sick, I'll do a fast just so I can cleanse my system. So I think that, you know, just us like talking about these things can help improve people condition. Because I think people like black people for sure, we need to take our health seriously. We die of heart disease, a lot. Black women and men, we die very often from heart disease. I know a 36-year-old man who died from a heart condition. He went into the hospital thinking that he was just having some chest pain, and they were like, "Sir, you have heart disease. Like, If you wouldn't have came in, you know, you could potentially have died like right in the parking lot. And as soon as he came to the hospital, he was there for a day. He literally died the next day. I mean, it was nothing they could do. He was so far in his disease, and he was only 36. Like he didn't even think that he had heart condition, but hadn't been to the doctor since he was 20. Hadn't been to no hospital. Don't go get his annual checkups. Didn't even have a doctor assigned to him. You know.
Yeah, I
Well,
think let me say this real quick. I
Yeah.
think, you know, especially black, and we have this, I want to say, the Mandingo effect, where we feel that we're the kings of the jungle. We can do. We've survived the hood. We've survived so much in reality that death is almost an honor because, you know, we've been through so much, and not only that, with the high cost of, you know, healthcare. A lot of times, even myself, I don't even go to my annuals. I'll be real with you. I've been to some annuals, but every year I don't miss, because it's like, you know, I can't be worried about that, and it is tough. But I do think we do need to, like, a lot of, I've lost some uncles to prostate cancer. I've lost some uncles to heart issues, you know, and but like I said, it's like it's one of those things where we think we're invincible because we've been through so much in our life. The world is like literally against us. It's like what's a sandwich going to do to me, you know?
Right,
And
right.
and that's just the
Good
thing
point.
that I think. I don't know about Tristan. I don't even know if he's black, but
Why do I get that? Why do I get that? It's okay.
I'm joking
It's
with you, man.
I'm disavowing all you guys until y'all get it together. I am non-binary race. Okay.
Are you are
Non-binary.
you FBA or not? What are you?
Wait, what's that?
I don't
Okay.
know. There's some stuff that people making up.
No, he's a five
Foundational,
dollar Indian.
foundational Black America,
I'm
whatever.
just a regular Trinidadian man. Okay.
Oh, yes, right. You from Trinidad.
Oh,
Yeah.
not
Oh,
well. No, don't get that wrong.
well,
I'm
your
not from
people.
there. That's just how I grew up.
That's how you grew up. Okay.
Yeah, that's considered the homeland for my family.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's sad. Like this is crazy, but it's a reality. It's bringing out conversations that we need to have. But let me tell you,
Oh,
like
he was 56. Revolt is sending it
that's
out.
what I was gonna say. So Abraham said he was 53, and so did someone else. But I read several sources that told me he was 56. I mean, which it doesn't change much, right? Because I mean, 56 is still very young, you know, to die abruptly like that. So I'm not saying, you know, that 56 is any better. But yes, just confirm everyone because I do believe that it was reported that Kevin Samuels is 56. So he suffered from Hodgkin lymphoma. Okay.
Lafoma. I knew it was one of them L's. Sorry.
Lymphoma. Okay. So yeah,
That's a blood disease, right? I think so. Yeah.
I don't think it's much you can do about that disease. It's almost I don't think it's related to diet. I think it's genetic, but I don't want to speak on it because I don't know for sure. But if anyone has information on that particular disease, let us know. But I know that he was reportedly to have died of a heart disease. So we're waiting to get a confirmation from, you know, a viable source. News One have reported his death. You know, News One is it's a okay. You know, nobody really, nobody's like actually buying that source 100%. Hip wire, nobody's really buying those sources, so people really want the higher end media organizations to come out and confirm the death, and so everybody's just waiting on the family to confirm his body. So once that happens, y'all, E Black, you gonna go live because I really feel like, you know, this is gonna be something that's gonna be unfolding over days and days and days, you know.
Um, you know, I'm like in this weird place because we just did a live stream, the Kevin Samuels review, right?
I know.
and I'm kind of like I'm in this weird space where we just talked about it. We literally just said, we went over his talking points. I've even had other people who've been on Kevin Samuel's show, like MILF on the Move. I've had her on there, and
Yeah.
she's a sweetheart. And I'm kind of like, I like to do things tastefully. I'm not thirsty for likes or views. Like I do, I'm good over here.
That's right.
And it's not like I think I have to and I want to, but I also want to give respect to a lot of different people who do have more personal relationships, and I do want to phrase it in a way like and do it my way, the
That's
E
right.
Black way. So that's right now.
I can't wait though, because I know you're gonna do it. You're gonna do it right. I think I wanted to hear how people were feeling about his death, like how it was affecting people, even if it's not really affecting you and you don't care. I would like to hear that too. I mean, I just want to hear people's opinion, how they truly feel about it, because it is so like abrupt.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's not even real. So
Now,
even when I
now,
was texting y'all, I was like, is this real? Like, y'all really think that this is like happening? And I think
now,
we were in denial until the last second, right?
yeah.
Like we were still in
I
denial.
literally, because I was texting you on, I was talking to you on the way home, and then like as soon as I hit the door, my wife was on the phone, and she was like, Kevin Samuels is dead, and I'm looking at her, I'm like, stop, we don't even know yet. And then she was like, yeah, all my girls, all of them single. I'm like, psst, I already know they know that. They was like, is E okay? Is E okay? I'm like, look, stop. They was like, this is like your Kobe. I'm like, y'all better stop with that. Like, y'all better relax. But like, to a
Yeah,
lot of people, this is like, I remember when Kobe passed, it was so abrupt. Like, you just look up and damn, another black man just gone.
yeah,
And I'm really, like I said, I'm like kind of like between being a content creator, being a black man, and being a consumer of a product. I'm like kind of in this like haze zone. I'm just here so I won't get fined.
right. It's
I think the main thing that we're not discussing is that we're not gaining traction on our predecessors. We're not getting old. You know what I mean? We're not getting old. You know what I mean? And when I mean old, I'm talking about 70s, 80s, you know what I mean, 90s. Is that in the cards for us? You know what I mean? That's the big question. Is that in the cards for us? Is life expectancy just at best 60? You know what I mean, for us?
yeah.
And I think I guess it's a good question. But to your point earlier in terms of our diet, and this goes back to what I you know spoke about over the weekend with you guys in terms of identity. Our diet is very much connected to our culture and our identity,
Yeah.
and our diet is very toxic. You know what I mean? We are our extremely toxic diet that is killing us at an early age is synonymous with black culture, and we don't discuss that often enough.
What do you
I
guys
remember.
think? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but what do you guys
No,
think
no,
about the women who are celebrating his death on Twitter? Do you guys, how do you feel about that? I know a lot of women felt that he was misogynistic and he really attacked black women, and so they don't feel like they really should have sympathy or empathy for him. But what do you guys think about that entire, like you said, I know E Black, you spoke to it earlier, and so I wanted to, you to kind of reiterate what you said.
I think they're broken people.
Yeah,
I think they're broken people. I don't. There's a number of things, like for instance, who I guess would be the equivalent of that to some degree. Cynthia G. Okay, Cynthia G. I don't agree with a number of I mean things she said. I don't agree with the in the manner in which she expresses herself on her own platform most of the time. However, if that woman were to die tomorrow, You know what I mean? I wouldn't rejoice. I would just be like, wow, you know what I mean? I hope this woman doesn't have children. You know what I mean? Obviously that's somebody's child, so on and so forth. Whatever it is. It's not that serious. You know what I mean? This woman didn't take my money. This woman didn't destroy my life. You know, she may have said some things that I didn't like, but I wouldn't have wished death on her. Same thing with Kevin Samuels. Okay, he said some things you don't agree with. You have to ask yourself, well, why does it hit so hard for you? Because let me tell you something. Well, let's just keep it a buck. If you a happily married woman and you out here living and you out here winning, you might have seen a Kevin Samuels video or two, be like, wow, that's kind of messed up what he said. But it's not gonna hit you like a jackhammer, you know what I mean? Because he's not talking about you. If somebody's not talking about you, if you don't see yourself in their words and in their message, it's gonna roll right over your shoulders. Like a lot of the things that you know, what I mean, Tawana, when you talk about, you know, what I mean, Ray Rays and Pookies and Dusties and so on and so forth, I'll be like, wow, that's a little much. But I don't get incredibly upset and visceral and angry because it's like, yo, I'm not that. I mean, I got some. I got some semi-toxic ways to be honest, but I'm not, you know, what I mean, a fool. Oh, look, man, I'm nobody's saint. I'm nobody's Prince Charming. I'm just keeping it real. But you know what I mean. I'm not, you know what I mean. This over the top toxic male, so it doesn't really bother me that much.
Right.
But I think the bigger discussion should be maybe people should really take the time to do the work because there'll be another Kevin Samuels, there'll be another one after him, there'll be another one after him, and you'll still get mad and you'll still get angry. But at the end of the day, you gotta understand, you getting mad, you getting angry, you giving this person energy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
You're
know,
not gonna
but
give
nah,
yourself
this
a
one
heart
hit
attack.
right
let me
though.
let E Blacks go ahead. E Blacks. What do
This
you
one
think?
hit right though. This dude, he did it the right way. He had the history. He had the pedigree. I mean, he wasn't no short little skinny dude. He was a tall. This one hurt. I ain't gonna lie. You not gonna, cause I see a lot of little jokers on the internet, and I'll be like, man, y'all get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Especially these light skinned buff dudes. No offense to y'all, but like it'd be like it's like you never got the right combination of real like authentic talking points because either they were so blessed that it was like, come on now, how you gonna tell me how to treat women? And then you got on the other side, it's like, come on, you short and ugly. Like, how you gonna tell me how to treat women? You got the right balance of class and style, and it's like it's tough, man. It's like, and like I said, it's not on some old fugazi stuff. I'm just being real with y'all. It's tough. This one
This is
like
tough.
came out.
Yeah.
I I can't stay. I can't take Kawhi serious. No, but it's tough because it's like like I'm being serious. Me and my
I'm trying to be sympathetic. You know what I mean, and cry a little bit for y'all. I'm trying.
to look everybody else.
I'm trying to. You know how you try to put the area in your eyes so you can get a tear out.
to
Oh, no, not KS. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't
Tawana,
know.
Tawana said something that I do agree with, and now I
So,
realize what it is. She
you
said
know,
that you, she
women
said that
say,
you look like Diane Carroll,
I
and you
do. I
actually
do.
do.
Yeah.
People say that to me all the time.
Yeah, you do
Everybody,
look
every
like a
time
young
they say
Diane
that.
Carroll. Yeah, you do.
Yeah, she do got that Jet magazine throwback. Yeah.
You know who people say I look like more than her? Lynn Whitfield. They say that too.
Yeah, you're like a
If you look like, and I don't know if they're trying to call me crazy, but back when thin line between love and
I mean,
hate days
no,
and stuff, they say
I'm
I'm
sure I
like
have reason to be crazy,
I'm
I
I'm,
guess.
I'm like that. I'm like that one. Eve's Bayou and thin line between
Right,
love and hate. Lynn Whitfield. That's
got
what they
you,
call me.
got
That's what
you.
they call me. But I will say this. That I will never act like the monsters that I talk about. Okay. So what I will say to women who are making fun of this, teasing this, like rejoicing in someone's death, remember that you don't want to be the monsters that you speak against, right?
Right.
So if
Right.
you thought that he was misogynistic, terrible for the black community, if you thought all these bad things, that's great. Move on. Don't don't rejoice. Just it's a teachable moment, right?
Mhm.
Learn from this, understand what happened. You know, maybe black men will see this as an opportunity to not mellow in hate, to not mellow in disdain for someone, like maybe to find more balance in your life. I do love Kevin Samuels. He was funny, he was entertaining, don't get me wrong, but I think he didn't have the balance. I think it was a lot of one-sided information that he presented. I think that that was a lot that was very dangerous for black men. Um, and I agree with El Doctrine's um, point here. The fact that he teased black women for dying alone, right? Or going to die alone. And then this happened to him. You know, you have to be conscious about what you put on other people or what you wish for other people, right? So I've always made a conscious effort not to be like the nakers that come after me or the nakers, the monsters that talk to me crazy. The reason why I do keep Kevin Samuels at a high regard, even though I disagree with 99%, because he never disrespected me. Never. He treated me with respect. And people say, well, he treated a lot of black women with disrespect. You've heard him, you've heard some of the things that he said. And I agree. I understand your point. But I can only go by my personal experience with the person. Like I had an hour-long conversation with this man whom I said disrespectful things to, and he still did not disrespect me. He still treated me with a level of respect. And so I have to say that I can't speak negatively about someone. Will I pretend like his what he said was just great for the community and that we need to like put it on some kind of Tupac secure, mural or something?
You
Like,
know,
no.
yes,
Who?
I'm gonna put my Tupac. I'm gonna get me a whole KS shirt.
Wait, someone named MILF is in the background. Let
Yes,
me.
that I sent her. She was
Oh,
on.
okay. Hi, MILF. How are you? Welcome to the
Hi, y'all.
show. Hello. Hello. I would love to hear what you have to say. I know we've been talking about Kevin Samuels and his death.
So it's
And
real? No. Oh my God.
yes, yes. So we are waiting on, like, the CNNs, the TMZs, the shade rooms to report it. But we have sources that are very close to Kevin Samuels, like Lapeef Network, Anton Daniels. There are some other people who've confirmed his death. Yeah, yeah, he's died.
Wow.
Now, the details of his death have yet to be revealed, but they do think that it was heart disease and heart related. Mhm.
Mm.
Yes. So it was just discovered. He died earlier today. And so, yes, so people are still they're waiting on family to confirm. This is what I've just been told in reports and stuff like that. That they're waiting on family to and people like Haran still don't believe it yet. Wait, he waiting on the funeral to happen. But yeah, there have been several reports. There have been several
I
reports.
mean,
Um,
It's crazy, man, because man, I had just started back like tapping in with his shows. Kevin Samuels had impacted my life like nothing else. Just like damn, I don't want to get emotional. Did nigga die for real? Um,
Yeah, he was a very sick man. According, I didn't know that. I didn't know he was sick.
Me neither.
But according to sources, he beat cancer twice, and he had some other things that he was struggling with. But he reportedly died of heart disease this time. So, and they say that it was from some drug. They don't know if it was recreational or not. It was just a drug, and
Do
this is
you
just all. This is all being reported. News One and some other sources that have reported it. Nothing has been confirmed by like a big media yet.
hey,
So
check
he
your
is
back channel, Juana.
okay.
I
And
sent you a link.
the thing is like, cause man, like when I tell y'all, like just me being on his show that one time has changed my life. It has changed the way I think. It has changed just from the people that follow me and me walking in my purpose. And also, like, it's crazy because I got I get call my boyfriend, my man, whatever. Like he found me on that show. Like he watched me a whole year ago, and I go back to our message DM. I was actually going back to our DM like from when we first started messaging each other, and he was like, when I saw you on there, he was like, I saw how you just listened and like,
One
and
minute, 1 minute, MILF. Let me play this video because this is something that's in, and I
mhm.
want everybody to see it. So let me just play this.
All
I
right.
hope I don't get a copyright strike.
Did you spend Valentine's
Uh,
Day by yourself?
Look.
yeah, I did. Not because I
You
wanted
and your
to.
daughter?
Me, I have
Well,
a son too. Yeah.
okay, 2 kids.
Oh my God.
You just did that 1 + 1 is 2.
Right.
Okay, you didn't want to. How old are you?
I'll be
the comments.
32 on the 28th.
Yeah, get out of the comment section. Get out of the comments. Y'all be too
No,
much.
it's fine. It's just funny to me.
Yep.
But I mean, I'm interested, but that's cool. That's fine. Now I'll be 32 on the 28th of this month.
Okay. Were you married to their father? Is it you have
To
child? You
their
have 2
father?
kids by the same man?
Yes.
Okay. Were you
We were
married?
married. I married him when I was like 22. We were married like 10 years, but he was murdered 2 years ago. But we had split up right before he was murdered. So living that lifestyle. So that's why we separated, because I had to do what was best for me and my kids. And I'm like, that's not a safe life,
What street lifestyle?
Right.
Were you in it too? Don't
No.
knock on yourself. All right.
Oh no, I wasn't. The tattoos might throw you off, but I'm really not.
I don't know. I ask questions. I don't make a judgment. But you have two. You were married for 10 years. About then, before he got murdered. Sorry to hear that. Was he always in that life?
Pretty much. I would say pretty much. He did. My story should be a movie, like a Tyler Perry movie.
Okay.
He did like 9. He did 9 years. So he was in prison from age like 17 to 27, and then. But I known him since 9 years old, and then we ended up me not having a very supportive family and very intact family. Like I was out there young and not knowing what I'm doing. So that's how I end up getting involved with him and end up getting married.
But hold on. You knew he was in the street life.
The thing is, I didn't know. Like when I was dating him, when he was incarcerated.
When you were dating,
I'm leaving.
You found out hold on. You knew he was in the street life before you got pregnant.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Yes, you're right. Yep.
All right, then that's all I'm concerned.
And I ended up okay. And I ended up
let me because I don't know if there's a delay with the Bluetooth or not, so you might want to take that off.
All right. Can you hear me?
I can now.
Okay.
Because you have
Let me pause it right there. And MILF, I see that's your kind of your interaction with Kevin Samuels. If you want to talk about it a little bit, I wanted just people to have context of who you were. You had also been on Kevin Samuels' show. Do you know when this aired? When was this? Do you know?
February, it was Valentine's Day
Oh,
last year.
wow. Last year.
Yeah.
So I see that he kind of like took you through the whole shebang. Did you get hung up? Did you get hung up on, or did y'all have a good conversation?
No,
You have
like
to you
so
have to play this. You have
Okay,
to play
let me
this.
finish playing it then, since so we can like all watch it. And I just want you guys to know that she's on, and I want to hear what she has to say about this. But it's only a 14-minute video, so we should be able to kind of finish this and see what happened. Let me play.
How old?
I'll be 32 in 2 weeks.
32. And your ex is dead. And you have 2 kids.
I have 2 kids, yes.
And I'm gonna tell you, you said you spent this Valentine's Day by yourself and you didn't want to. And my thing is, I say this on my YouTube show, the world does not owe you or me understanding. They don't care. The world doesn't care.
Right.
And if you're out here and you want to, do you want to have more kids?
No, I don't. I'm open to it, but I really don't. It's a lot of it's hard work, you know. But if I find a man that you describe that, you know, wants to take care of the home, and I'd be basically his support system and do my house duties, housewife, like I wouldn't mind having another kid under those circumstances.
Okay. Were you raised to be a housewife?
I wasn't, but growing up, I pretty much was been on my own since 16. My mom, she was on and off drugs. She passed away in 2010. Right before she passed away, she was clean the longest, it was 5 years. Nobody thought she would ever do drugs again. I think I just had graduated high school, and then when she relapsed, I had to I didn't have to, but I did.
What was her drug of choice?
Say that again?
What was her drug of choice?
I don't even know. That's what's crazy. It's a lot of stuff I don't know. I know.
Was she an IV drug user? Was she an IV drug user? Okay, you need to check your speaker.
No, she used pipe. I know. I seen her do that one time. That was the last time she relapsed, when she did that. And then when I got my first credit card, I had to move me and my little brother. Okay, so let me slow down. Man. Sorry.
Check your Instagram and make sure, because it seems like you're having a problem hearing me. There must be a delay or something.
I can hear you. You can
okay.
hear me?
Yeah, I can. Okay. So, have you ever sat down with a counselor or a therapist?
No, I have not.
You need to.
I agree. And
like tomorrow.
Actually, yeah.
It's not an insult. It's not an insult, man, because even right here, you have a lot you want to get out. Right. But you're 32 years old with 2 kids, and your mother's passed, your ex is passed, and as tragic as that is, you're still here. And you're going to have to figure out how you're going to get from 32 to the grave and have a life worth living and thriving. You can't undo what you've already had done up to this.
I wanted to ask you, how did you find out about his channel? What made you go on his channel? Like, I'm curious.
Man, it's crazy because I didn't even know who the guy was like that. I only had watched him twice. It's crazy. My ex, the narcissist guy that I talk about at the end of towards the end of the video, like he sent me a video of him. I'm like, what's he sending me? I thought he was trying to take shots at me because I don't remember what the video was saying with Kevin Samuels, but he was talking about a woman or women. And I'm like, why he sending me this? And then, his thread ended up popping up and I seen him again. And then he was talking about high value men and this, that, and the other. I didn't even know what that was at the time. I'm like, I'm going to ask him, do these high value men want to get married? Because he said 80% are not married. But he ended up questioning me. And that's how everything just unraveled after that.
Wow. So that's how you ended up getting. So he ended up getting all this information, and you weren't even calling to talk about this. You was calling to talk about something else.
Yes, but that's how God works. Like, I believe in the Most High, and it's like, because I didn't even know he was popping like that. I didn't know he had all these thousands of followers. I didn't pay no attention to that. I just wanted to ask him a question. Like, let me ask this guy. Like, you could just join in, like, and it became a big deal after that. It still is today. Like,
I'm glad you had a good experience. Let me finish playing it because I'm curious now what happened. I want to finish playing it.
Okay.
It's, plus, you have a boy and a girl who are relying on you. So you need to be able to sit down with somebody to get all this stuff out of your mind, process it, make peace with it, and move forward. If you ever want to have anything with a man, family, or anything else like that down in the future, because the world doesn't owe you or me understanding. That's all I'm saying. So,
I had a question.
And without doing that, jumping into a relationship without getting your mind right is just a placebo. Sex ain't gonna make it go away. Money ain't gonna make it go away. There ain't enough happiness to fill the holes.
Yeah, and what you're saying, I still agree with you saying I need a therapist. But after because my grandma, she's the one who really raised me, and she instilled, and my mom too. I don't know if it's okay to be spiritual here. Like I'm believing God and Jesus Christ, and I got close. I had built a relationship with him, and like even though I went through all that, like I'm not using that as like a pity, anything, have a pity party, like
You built a relationship with Christ. Okay.
Yeah. So okay. I actually I had a lot of losses, even more than that. But it took when my cousin, she was only 29, she was a beautiful soul. Like she sent everybody scriptures in the morning, and when she passed away, she had just got something removed from her armpit, took her medicine, and didn't wake up. And when she died, that's when I prayed to God that he let me know.
Man, I was baptized at 5 years old. I was baptized at 5, I believe. But there's a spiritual component of life, and there's a practical component of life. This part I'm talking about has nothing to do with the spiritual component. There's some practical things going on mentally, because you've had a tremendous amount of death and loss that is hard to process. And especially without a familial support system. Your faith is fine, but we are on this planet and we are fallen. So the best thing to do would be able to go sit down and talk to somebody to help you process all of this so you can live a fulfilled life.
And it's like you know how you say like women, like even I was watching the other lady and like they have that, like, they have a man who wants to take care of the household, then they just be like on a high horse, or they have a different mentality, the generational curse. I believe the way everybody's beliefs are like it's the opposite of what it's supposed to be. So I've dated like 2 older guys, and I just got out of a relationship with an older guy. He was about to be 40, and it's like amazing. Like their mindset is just like crazy, like he was very manipulative and like emotionally and verbally abusive. And it's like, I know how to, because I've been so independent, like I know I'm like, I got the disease to please. So it's like, I know how to cater to my partner, and do what I need to do on my end, but I've never had anybody like willy-nilly like take care of me, but I would be open to it. It's like, I know I think you said the percentage is like 80% of the like successful men or the men, and that they're singles. Like, are these men, are they gonna stay single? Are they even looking to wife somebody, And it's like,
yeah, most of them do. You've been told that men don't want to get married, and that's not true. But let me back up.
Okay.
In your state where you're broken, you're going to attract, it's easier to attract predators. That's what I'm saying. You need therapy, because whatever your desire to please, that may be there, but you're going to have an unhealthy expression of it because you attract predators. Even in a short period of time that we've been together, you said a lot of things that, given to the wrong person with bad intent, they could use it against you to get closer to you. That's not me. But what I'm saying is there's a way to be open and to tell people who you are without becoming vulnerable to them. And the way you don't become vulnerable to them is understand yourself. There's no reason to stop the tears and wiping them back and everything. You're supposed to cry. We tell people that you can't cry, you got to stay strong, and that's bullshit. But there's a way that you need to do it for you to where you understand that I've been through a lot. Life has been hard. It's had its challenges. Some of it's unfair. But if you believe, there's stories throughout the Bible to reaffirm your faith, but you still have to go down your path. Your path is your path. And I know a lot of times believers don't want to go into we want to just pray and go into the closet, and it's not for us to wrestle with God. It's for us to submit to the things that we have out here already. So even if you can't afford it, there are people who will sit back and give you most consultations with life coaches, but I actually would recommend an actual psychiatrist, somebody who can diagnose depression, bipolar disorder. People, difference is somebody who can actually prescribe medication, even short term, like Prozac, Zoloft, antidepressants, because these things can tend to help even 30, 60, 90 days just to get you kind of level to where you can kind of see clear for the first time. Don't close off any doors because that you don't know or the stigma of it. And the purpose is to just understand who you are, where you are. It's not to stay involved with a therapist or a counselor for 20 or 30 years. It's just to get you on the path to where you can actually go forward into life and not be so heavy or so burdened all the time. That makes sense?
No, it makes sense.
And they offer, and they offer, and often you just get online and just search psychiatrists or life coaches or psychiatrists or things like that in your zip code. Just go online and you should see a lot of different ones come up. And most therapists offer free initial consultation. And you get and go sit down with somebody and talk to them, or online, however they do it nowadays. And if you feel that person's comfortable, see them. If not, try somebody else. And folks are willing to make payment plans and work with folks, whether or not your insurance pays for it or not. But this is something that I really think you need to do for yourself and for your kids, so you can be the best mother you can be for them, because they're relying on you.
Right.
Do me a favor. On here is a message function on Instagram. Message me and just let me know that you did book your appointment. Can you do that?
Yes.
I don't need to know who you booked it with. I just need to know that you did it.
Okay.
You gonna do that?
Yes, I'll do that.
All right. I'm gonna hold you to that.
I'm a man of my word.
Huh. All right then. All right, young lady. Good night.
Wow. Wow.
Man.
That's crazy because I've never seen that before. Thank you, E Black, for sharing MILF. Like, do you want me to call you MILF? Is that what you want me to call you?
You call me MILF. I go by MILF on the move. My MILF stands for motivating, influencing, love, and faith, though.
Nice, nice. Go ahead and give me your raw reaction. Like, have you seen it since you've been on there last year?
It's crazy, man, because I watched it for the first time, I think maybe last year sometime, like 6 months later or so, and I looked back, I teared up. I'm like, damn, he was fucking right about, excuse my language, about everything.
Oh, you can curse on here because don't worry about it. I'm not monetized, so you can curse.
But I was looking. I'm like, damn, like everything he said was facts, and I apply like what he says. Like even today, like I said, I watch his shows, and now I can see my growth, and I see how these women, all ages, between 26 to 38, a woman that was married 30 years, and they go in there talking like they know what they saying, like they just know it all. Like she sounds stupid. Like, does she hear her? I be like, Kevin Samuel curse her motherfucking ass out. How he still on? I be like, these women, bro, man, these women out here and their mental is messed up. It's messed
Did
up,
you,
man. Man, it's messed
let me
up.
ask you this. Did you literally do what he asked you to do? Did you take his
I did
advice?
everything he told me to.
Did you? Oh, good. And you feel
I
better.
did everything. And it wasn't even that. It was more like, okay, I tried the therapist thing. And one lady, I felt like I just poured out a bunch of energy for nothing because she didn't even like, I didn't feel nothing. Then one lady I talked to, I'm like, okay, it's cool. But I knew it was not even the therapy I needed. It was more of me taking accountability. That's what he taught me. And that man, that's it. Ooh, I just want to, so emotional. Like he taught me, like just taking accountability of
Yeah.
my life, and that helped me decide what is it that I want for my life, what is it that I want for my children, and what am I doing to make that happen, what choices am I making, even when it comes to men, to come to how I've been reacting, what have I been doing all these years to keep getting these results. I got to change something. It was looking deeper and deeper and deeper, and really seeking God, like in his guidance and his will for my life, and not what I
Mm.
want. And now, like, it's crazy because I was just saying, like, oh, I can't wait to invite him. Like, I met a man on Instagram because he seen me from that show, like I was saying. And, like, we've been taking it either, like I said, it's long distance, but he came out here and it's like, we spiritually connected. And I finally found the one. Like, we talk about, our wedding. We talk about, like, today he was talking about houses and, like, it's for real. And I'm like, wow, this is amazing. Like, all because I went on that show. I met a man, my soulmate was in Florida, and he found me and he said, that's wifey right there. That's wife material just by watching me on that Kevin Samuels show right there.
Yeah. That's a great story. Like, I think a lot of people hear the average at best and all the bad things that he's done, and they don't see the impact that he have as far as and Joanna, she made a point and she said that Kevin's views didn't bother her. She considered herself average, but she thinks that people just don't like hearing the truth. So you spoke about the accountability part where people just didn't like to take accountability. What parts do you think people need to take accountability for that
I
they
would
don't? Yeah.
I would say everything, like for real, like just watch, for example, prime example, the show I was watching with Kevin Samuels just not even 4 days ago. It was women just saying, oh, like how do I meet this type of man, and I can't find a man that has his stuff together. Whoop de whoop. But look inside, like, do you have yourself together? Like, how are you saying that this is what you want and men is this and men are not doing what they supposed to be doing? But like, what about you? What are you doing? And exactly what are you looking for? And do you really deserve that? People's asking for shit that they don't even fucking deserve. Like, you don't even deserve a man that's gonna come to you and do this. Like, it was this one chick. I don't know how. I think she was younger than me, but she was on there talking about like, yeah, my mama raised me right, and I can't find a man. I got a house already. Like if she had a house, like I'm sure she would put on her Instagram, but it's only her looking like a prostitute. Like, how are you carrying yourself right? How can you expect to find you a man that's gonna respect you? You on Instagram showing half your body on all you see what you showing, what you selling. Like, don't be on there, be mad when the man come offering some money, you know what I'm saying, and hit that, and because that's what you look like, you selling something. So how do you have the nerve to talk about these men and take accountability how you carrying yourself? How are you carrying yourself for real? Like, if you have a kid, you have a daughter, you want her carrying herself like that on Instagram, just selling your body, like you feel like that's the cool thing, and women are not taking accountability. I feel like it's mostly women nowadays just not taking accountability of how they're living their life, that your lifestyle, your morals, your values, your self-worth. You know what I mean? It's more about the bag. Everybody's so focused, like I always say, on getting the bag. Get you a spirit. Feed your spirit, man. You know what I'm saying? Get you some God in your life. You know what I mean? And
Hey,
So
can I butt
let
in
me
real quick?
let me say hi to AJ. Welcome, AJ. Hey, AJ. He just said I never had much of issues with his views. Thank you, AJ. So I do want to just let everyone know I'm having this live to talk about Kevin Samuels is reportedly deceased. WGCI, which is my Chicago Chi-Town station, they've confirmed that he is deceased. There are other sources that have confirmed he is deceased. They say that it was heart disease or related to heart disease or heart attack, cardiac arrest, something of that nature. And so we're all kind of reacting to this news like it's literally just something that just is surprising, it's shocking. um and I have MILF who was on his show. And we played the clip of her just kind of being a part of his show, and I was getting her raw reaction about Kevin Samuels and just her experience. And she speaks very highly of him. And I want to respect her experience and respect, how she feel. It was so AJ, it was confirmed by the radio station that's in my hometown, WGCI. I don't know if everyone, I'm not looking at everyone else's. I have been following other sources. News One has they've reportedly confirmed the death. What I've been told or what I see on other media is that people are waiting for his family to confirm his body before the big media, CNN, those people, before the big media confirms his death. But yes, their Lapeef network, who had a close relationship with him, wrote a statement, basically confirming his death. So yes, um, with Charmaine from Blank Ink. Yes, yep. WGCI with Charmaine from Blank Ink. Yep, yep. They
Yeah.
confirmed his death as well. If you Anton Daniels posted about his death. MILF, how do you feel about him potentially being dead? If that's I know it's just reportedly, but it's many sources that have validated it. But what do you think about that?
It's crazy because like my boyfriend, like he's the one he just told me like a little bit before I went on Instagram. That's how I seen Eat Black. He messaged me because I was going on there and looking. I googled it like, what the fuck? He was like, soon all he said, he was like, you heard about Kevin Samuels? I'm like, what the fuck? What do you mean? When somebody say that, he was like, yeah, they said somebody did. He was like, I've been waiting a little bit. I let it marinate, and because usually I'm like, nah, I'm like, he would have came on by now and said something. It's like, I'm still right now like in shock right now, like, to be honest. Like I said, this is me experiencing death, and like I stay constantly on Instagram, talking about like self-development and like walking in your purpose, because you just never know, like you be here one day, it just be like this. Like death is never something planned unless you have a sickness and and you tell your people or whatever. But like a guy that I work with, he just got he was supposed to come to work yesterday. They said he was in a car accident and almost lost his life. I called him. He started crying like, man, you just other stuff. I thought everybody was against me. Like, he didn't know. I didn't know so many people care. I'm like, nah, man. Like, that shit brought chills to me. Just how, like I said, I spent so many deaths, and it's like, I know it's real. And I know, like, just my kid's father dying. Like,
Yeah,
it's just,
lots of
and
trauma.
then hearing this, like, is I'm gonna be messed up probably. Like, I lost a friend just recently last year to COVID. Like, we was close, and he called me when he was in the hospital. I saw him with the face mask on. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, oh no. I'm like, God, like, I know it ain't
So
my
I'm with Kevin Samuels. I hope because that's a lot of trauma. Like, you've experienced a lot of trauma. That that death back to back, that's hard for anyone, especially like a young woman. Like, I hope that you continue. I hope you find, because sometimes you gotta go to like more than one therapist to find a good one. Like, I'll tell you, I always do the initial interview, then the next one, then I'll be like, I don't like her, then I don't like him, I don't like this one, and then I literally, after several times, I end up finding. One time I was just like, I just let the people pick anybody, because I was tired of picking people myself. I was like,
right.
just pick somebody for me, and then that's the person I end up liking. So it was crazy because I kept doing research and trying to pick the right people, and it never was right for me. And then I just let the universe select somebody, and that person was. So just
Right.
the trauma is, it's important to address that. But E
Can I
Black,
say
I know
one?
you had something to say. Go ahead, E Black.
The reason why I think the main reason why I'm here is because you know you're getting to see two different sides of Kevin. You're getting to see the one side that is intellectual and who is actually able to have a conversation, but you're also able to see the softer side, the one that when you come with earnest intentions, that he's gonna be able to do what is best and give good advice. I didn't hear nothing wrong with what he said in regards to MILF or Paige. You know, go see a therapist. Deal with your issues. If you want the man that you want, you're gonna have to first heal yourself. I don't, man, that's what anybody would tell you. Not just anybody, but anybody who cares for you would tell you. And I think we get sometimes so caught up. I know, look, I know, but 1,000 people are gonna sit here. You're not gonna get the experience, Tawana, that we're getting right now, in which we're able to show two people who are directly affected by them and who've got different perspectives. So, like I said, I just wanted to show people that from what I seen. I look, I had my experiences with Kevin, but it ain't like y'all. I missed. I fumbled the bag. I had 40. Yeah, I have. I it was during his 1K celebration, and me, I'm trying to get on, right? I'm trying to get on. I'm hitting the link on both sides. Man, my dumb self, because I hear an echo, I closed the window. I'm gone. So but it's like, yeah,
You fumbled.
I fumbled. I fumbled hard. Like pause.
Listen,
Like,
Man, it's crazy though. When I got
yeah.
on that day, like I literally had just got on. I just had logged on, and I'm like, soon as I hit join, like I'm like, I didn't know it was gonna go that fast. I'm like, oh, like dang, he added me. Like it was crazy. Like
Nice.
and me and Paige has definitely we've like I said, she's a sweetheart. She is very intelligent. If you ever follow her on Instagram, she talks all day, every day about her spirituality and God and living in your purpose. She is an excellent person. Like I am very proud to say I've met a person like her. Not on some old Dirty Mac and stuff, just like on some old real, stuff. Like she is a dope ass individual, and so I'm not too much. Go ahead, Tawana, take off.
I love it. I love what you said, E Black, and her. She does touch my heart. Like just listening to her story, and then the way Kevin Samuels interacted with her. For me, I felt like he was like my uncle. You know what I'm saying? Like one of my uncles. Like we was talking, and I was like, it felt like a familiar, like a family member when I was talking to
right,
him.
my cousin
And
just said
I felt like, okay, like I really wanted to just pick his brain and hear what he had to say about these issues and why he felt the need to address women in the way he did. And he explained it to me. Even if I disagree, even if I thought he could have approached it differently, regardless, he felt like his impact was necessary and it was needed. And it was a conversation that no one else was having, right?
period.
And he
Right,
did mention how he tried to kind of reach out to men because he wasn't like one of those people who thought men was perfect, but he felt like it just didn't have the impact when until he started to address women, which I have mixed feelings about that. But I felt like he did address the men who tried to get on the show being unrealistic as well, and so that was kind of like, okay, cool. As long as he giving it to the both sides, I just think that sometimes in these spaces, men in general, they like to kind of use Black women's insecurities to kind of exploit that issue a lot. I know you said it's taking accountability, but I think sometimes the one-sided conversations are unbalanced. I think that yes, you can talk about what women do and how they act and this and this and that, but if you don't mention what men do to contribute, I don't really understand those kind of conversations. So I tend to shy away from those type of conversations, but I understood what he was doing. Like I respected it. I will say that.
right.
I
And when it
respected.
comes
Yeah.
to that, like I feel like yeah, I understand like, and that's not the. I feel like when he talks about like when the women come there talking about like certain men, like how I did, like once again, when I look back at the video, I'm like, man, there was certain things that I could have did differently in that
Yeah.
relationship with the narcissist guy, not
Right.
not validating things that he did. But at the end of the day, I chose him. I allowed him into my space.
Yeah.
I exchanged energy with him like that. I wasn't, forced. He didn't force me. That man did not force me to deal with him. I feel like a lot of women need to take accountability because they see the red flag. We see the red flag, but when it comes to like knowing self and self-love, and when you know who you are, like you're able to really understand, like you're able to be wise and apply the knowledge. Like, oh, I've seen this before. I recognize it. All you have to do is ask a few questions, and if somebody is that person or somebody's gonna respect you, at the end of the day. So I feel like it's not the men. What the men do, that's not no excuse for women to react and do the things they do. Period. Because at the end of the day, you dealing with that, you're accepting that, and a lot like the last show that Kevin Samuels was touching on that I felt is him talking about humility. Talking right now. That humility. Nobody, men or women, nobody knows and understands the process that we have to learn humility as an individual if you want to grow in life, if you want to be successful in life and have successful relationships and interactions with human beings, and learn to understand and control yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what Kevin Samuels be pointing at and pinpointing, like, these women nowadays, and like they don't understand. Okay, a man cheated on you, or you was in a relationship with a man, you had a baby, now you got these kids or whatever, and he acting the fool or doing whatever he's doing, whatever the case is. But now you keeping the kid away from you're involving the people, what I'm saying, in the situation, and now the kids are affected by this because these kids don't have their father who wants to be around, whether he don't like you or not. Whatever he doing, you okay. But this is the kid's father. Now you turning this whole man's world upside down. These women don't realize how they're harming our men. Our black men are impacted by us women as well. Like my man and other men I've heard, like they help and change their mindset, and he impacted their life by them knowing, like, oh, they're worth more than that. They don't need to be treated and talked to like that by a woman. Period. You know what I mean? So that's why I like that's, man, Kevin Samuels, man, that like he was Godfather. Like, and some things, like I said, the way his approach to it and whatever, and how it came out. Sometimes, like, I didn't agree with everything he's saying, but I felt like that was his tactic. I was talking to my man about that. I'm like, that's his tactic. Kevin Samuels, no, he can't. He don't have control over nobody's life and say, oh, you're never going to get married. Like, that's never going to happen. Like, that's his tactic. He's an entertainer too. Like, he know what he's doing. I don't believe he meant every fucking thing he said literally, but at the end of the day, he was right. It's about facts. Like in the Bible, yay, let your yay be yay and your nay be nay. God don't like gray. Kevin Samuels was not gray nowhere. It is what it is. It's facts. Everybody like, oh, it's a show. Oh, you compare. You're talking about celebrities. That's not real. This is a show. This ain't real. That shit was real. That's real people like me. Real women that are lost in their sauce and they still didn't get it. As they sitting there talking about, they didn't get it. It's going over their head because they so stuck in their ways. They stuck in their ways. And it don't matter. Like, he was right. Shit he was saying, it was right. No matter how.
Yeah, but he's gonna only resonate with certain people. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's important for us to kind of understand. Like, the people who didn't connect with him because he's not gonna resonate with everybody. And you know what I'm saying?
And nobody is. Nobody is. Like,
nobody is. And nobody gets it 100% right. Nobody. So you got to gravitate toward the people who pour into you and make you want to be a better person. And if Kevin Samuels did that for you, I actually appreciate that and respect that, right? I respect that about your experience with him. Hey, Mecha Slays. Hey, Chica. Hey. Everybody wants to know what's your name and how can they follow you, Paige?
Okay, well, my real name is Paige Brown. You can follow me on Instagram. It's MILF on the Move. You can scroll down, like some of the Kevin Samuels on there, but the show that I was on is called, if you look it up, it's called Everybody Hurts, or Everyone Hurts, if you want to watch the clip if you haven't seen it. So MILF on the Move, just MILF like that. That's my Instagram. And last thing I just want to say, as far as Kevin Samuels, like, whether people resonate or not, like what he was doing, he's giving out free game. He's changing. He's giving out information that'll help a woman understand her role, especially if you walk around here talking about you and a man and you want this and you want that, and it help people, like, it'll help women, like, real understand who they are, what they're worth, and what the hell is really going on in life. Like, you know, your figment of imagination, your fairy tale story versus reality, you know, and coming down and once again, humbling yourself, understanding humility. And that's why I give kudos. Oh man, like, man, this is crazy that man is gone. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy. I still haven't grasped it yet. But once again, the knowledge he's giving on there, especially for young women, and a lot of us like me, I never met my father, so he's giving that information that a father would give to their daughter. Like, and he respectfully talks, well, to, like I said, it depends. Once again, it depends how a woman comes on there. A lot of women come on there to be seen and to be heard. I came on there to receive information. You can't go on his show just talking about what you know, what you got, what you want. What are you coming on the show for? Do you want to get better? Are you trying to get some gain? You know what I mean? It's their mindset.
You know what? You know what, MILF? That was an excellent point, because I think that a lot of people expected me to curse him out when I was on the show, because I went on his smoke show, and you made a really good point, is that I really went on there to hear what he had to say. Like, I was really open to hearing how he felt about what I was saying. You know what I mean? I had my points. I had what I wanted to talk to him about. But when he started to challenge my points and explain his purpose, I saw him differently. I was like, okay, he's not as bad as I thought. You know what I mean? Like me, I thought one thing and went into it and was like, he ain't that bad. You know what I mean? Like, even though, trust me, most of what he say I can't connect with. I can't listen to. I can't connect with. But on that show, I had a pleasant experience with him. I can't say anything
She's
bad about
stubborn. She is stubborn as a bull.
I'm about to say, ma'am, look, ma'am.
She is. Look, Tawana is stubborn.
My head, like, ooh, Kevin Samuels going right now. What don't you connect?
Stubborn understatement.
I'm
stubborn.
I'm so stubborn. It's so terrible.
What sign are you, Tawana? What sign are you?
I'm a Sagittarius.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She's a Tawana. That's what it is.
So what can I ask you? So what is it when you say you don't connect? Like, what is it, or what was it that you couldn't connect with when it came to him?
You know what? To me, he exploits Black women, and he exploits our trauma. And what he did was, to me, he made people feel like that attacking Black women was cool. Like, people started to mimic him in a way where the influence kind of impacted us negatively. Not that I felt that some of the things that he said wasn't true. I also thought that he never talked about the men and accountability of what they do, even just the violence against us.
Right. Question though, because women is violent too. Women is violent as hell out here.
But MILF, we not dying at the same rate. We're dying at a higher rate than the opposite. Like, we're dying more than any other.
You saying us women are?
Yeah, more than any. Not even just us women. I'm talking about Black women. I'm talking specifically about Black women, because I don't really. I mean, racial groups. Yes, I don't really. I mean, I study other racial groups, but I'm not invested in other racial groups like I am Black women. So when I talk about femicide rates, when I talk about some of the violence that's happened, when I talk about some of the other trends, violence against men on men violence, when he never addressed any of those things, I felt like those things need to be addressed. That's huge in our community. We talking about single motherhood, but then we don't talk about the fathers who abandoned them. And you said it like, okay, we chose those people. Yeah, we did. But do you have to choose to be a deadbeat? I want to talk about the other side. I understand.
Well, you're right. No, I get
accountability. You know what I'm saying?
But at the end of the day, it's like, I feel like that's where that, you know, once again, like, kind of take accountability. Like, whether or not he talked about men, is like,
yeah,
you know, as long as you doing what you're supposed to do, and you taking accountability for yourself, and you not in that situation, it's like, I just don't feel like, once again, he's not gonna. It's not one size fit all. Like, he's not. Yeah. He wasn't the godfather of talking about, you know, women dying. He wasn't the godfather about. He's helping kill. He's talking about them egos. He's trying to kill motherfucking egos around this motherfucker that need to be killed. Like, he's not. every situation, like, yeah, that's important. I feel like, hey, if that needs to be addressed, then hey, why don't you do it? Or if you address it and get you some facts, like he looks up his facts and statistics and all that. But I just felt like at the end that he didn't exploit. No, he exploits the truth. He exploits these egos. He exploits
Yeah,
these
yeah,
women in their fantasies and them, asking for this, that, and the other. But what you got to offer, like before me and my man got serious, we was having a conversation. I'm like, damn, how deep is this? Like when I think about my situation, okay, like what can I bring to the table per se? Like, yeah, women go, oh, I could cook, I could clean, all that shit. Okay, that's what you're supposed to do. But at the end of the day, what more can I offer? And I realized, like, oh, I could pour into somebody spiritually. That's
yeah,
my answer. But at the time, I'm thinking, hey, my man, he only 35. He don't have any kids, and I can't have any more kids. I'm not supposed to have any more kids. I'm like, damn, this man. Like, I'm like, let me tell you off the top before we even go into this any deeper. Like, I can't have any more kids. Like, my body can't do it. And honestly, I don't want any more. And I'm like, damn, I can't even have a man child if I wanted to. I'm like,
right.
that's deep, like,
Yeah,
what can I bring to the table? But
yeah,
I want this, but I want the man to be able to, take care of me and my kids and do this. I want that, but damn, I can't even bear a man. I can't even give a man a family, another child, if that's what he wanted. You know what I mean? So I feel like when he addresses it, it's shit that needs to be addressed when it comes to women. And maybe if we acted right, maybe if we, women, would walk around here with some feminine energy, maybe that'll help, these men in their mental mind state, because at the end of the day, like, he can't save the world and he can't, like, once again, but what he could do, he did. I feel like he did. He definitely walked in his purpose and he talked about what he needed to talk about, and I don't feel like he exploited nothing. I feel like the truth don't, like you said in yourself, like
yeah.
nobody want to hear the truth. That's the truth.
Well, I no, no,
Facts,
no, no,
facts. Hold on, hold
absolutely,
on, hold on.
absolutely.
You need some
Hold on.
sound.
I don't have no sound.
No, no,
Oh
we
no, what
gotta.
I want to say, is actually that was Joanna's statement. That wasn't mine. I don't want to take ownership for what she said. That was one of the chats.
No,
She said that he speaks the truth and everything. I will say that I respect that you had that experience with him and that he gave
right.
you that understanding and influence. I think what what resonate with people resonated with them. It didn't resonate with me. I don't know what I'm trying to be respectful because he, of the
Right.
deceased.
I mean,
But
everybody got their
it didn't resonate
Tawana,
with me.
how they
Tawana
feel.
suffers from pretty privilege. That's what it
That's
is.
what he said. That's what Kevin Samuel said about me. He was
I
just like,
So
understand. I'm
I
listening.
didn't.
Like,
I don't
I get
suffer
it.
from pretty privilege though at all because
I
like
do.
I
He said
literally
I do.
Anton, you said like how I'm attacking black men. I'm not attacking black men. I mean, what are you? I haven't said one thing to attack black men.
that was a couple of minutes ago.
Regardless, I haven't attacked black men at all today. Like, what
Well,
is
I
he
gotta
talking
get
about?
ready to go, y'all. I gotta
E
Okay,
get
Black,
thank
she
you,
was
Miss.
doing
serious.
so well
But I
tonight,
Like,
appreciate you for
and you're gonna stir the
letting me,
pot.
Anton,
I look.
you about to get cussed out. But thank you so much, Milf, for coming and explaining that. And I'm glad everybody got to see that. Some people saw you in real time and thought you was a sweetheart. And I appreciate your perspective and view, even if it's different from mine. Like I appreciate everyone's perspective. That's why I have these panels. So thank you for coming. I appreciate
Thank you
you.
for having me. I
No
appreciate y'all.
problem.
Y'all stay prayed up for real.
Yes,
Pray for me too. Pray for your girl Milk. Like,
And
I will.
congratulations, Milf. I
Yes,
appreciate.
congratulations.
thank you, thank you.
I
Holla at
will.
me,
For
Yes.
sure, I will.
Congratulations.
All right, so
Tawana.
let me get back
Tawana.
to Anton.
You
Oh,
just not. You just have the horns. You just have your. Yeah, I can't deal.
the only person that I will not do that for is somebody that I truly respect and value. But anyway, let me go back to Anton Christopher. Oh, what are you talking about? Tell me one reason. Tell me one time that I attacked
She was
black
doing
men.
so
Because
well.
Anton, you're not actually Anton, he's not even a black man. I don't believe you're black. I've seen you. You don't look black
You
to
don't
me.
spell Anton with the E. That's a black dude. I'm telling you.
No, he ain't black. Okay, anti Christopher, whatever. He's something else now. He gonna have to prove to me that
I
he's
love you,
black.
Tawana. Yeah,
Hey
there we go.
Tristan,
There
Tristan,
we go.
what do you
Tawana,
think?
going Tawana. Go ahead, y'all. What did you say?
Tristan, what did you think
Oh,
about
let
Melvin?
me read Joanna. She said, I think
Well,
Kevin Samuels was a genuine and kind soul. He was strict like her dad. Most women
Mm-hmm.
didn't have a dad, so his words seemed harsh. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree with that because he didn't seem like I do have uncles and stuff that say worse things than that. So I kind of looked at it like, eh, yeah, that's how they talk. That's how men talk a little bit, right? He was,
From
yeah, yeah.
from
Go
well,
ahead.
to answer your question, E Black, from what I saw
Mm-hmm.
and what I was hearing, when somebody rambles like that, their whole life they've rarely been heard.
Yeah.
Well, not say ramble, just talkative. I
You
would say.
talking about from her interview,
Yeah,
Milk?
yeah, just from her on the panel, right? So I think she's a good person. She's been through a lot, and with Kevin Samuels, it's just one of those things where from that video, it's like he know he couldn't push her,
Yeah.
so he talked to her, and that's what sometimes that's what's needed. And she looked from the video to what I saw on the panel, she looks healthy.
Yeah.
That's a fact. So
And like I said, I if you follow her on Instagram, she goes live every day and she will tell you about God and her love for Christ, and she is a very uplifting person. And like I said, you can see from the interview where Kevin spotted it on, guys will take advantage of it. They'll spit that G and they'll be like, yeah, Psalms 32:24, I believe in this. And you can see where there's a protective shell around her. But not only that, she's been through a lot to where she's wanting to not walk away from her past and wanting to do a better future. And like I said, like that night, trust me, there was women on there that was getting thrashed. Kevin stopped at that moment and was like, yo, I see what's going on. Get you a therapist.
Yeah, he I seen him with another young lady. He does when it's a woman, and I don't know, is that me with the echo? Because I hate that echo. When it's a woman who truly needs help, like he does typically like really get serious in those moments and say, hey, get you some professional help. Like I've seen him say to women, like, this ain't no joke. Like, and then I've seen him even when he's with women who are maybe she wasn't the most attractive, but he saw that she had a good spirit and everything. He would stop the audience from saying stuff. He would be like, stop it. Like, don't disrespect her. Like, I think that he specifically, like she said, targeted those egos that was like extreme coming on the show demanding all these things, but what they even had to offer was less than what they wanted from men. I get what he was going, I get what he was trying to expose, but no, I ain't gonna say it. Y'all know how I feel, whatever. And so
Yeah, we know you're petty. We know.
Anton said that was a while back, Tawana, when you were speaking on how you felt KS was attacking black women on his show. You attack black men on your show, especially when Annalicia is on. Y'all love to throw Annalicia in here, don't you? And I don't attack nobody.
If
Just
Annalisa
like
show up, I'm dropping. I'm sorry. Y'all not gonna do this to me.
just like okay, just like Kevin
you will not
Samuels.
come for my queen, sir.
Oh God, I
But
forgot
here's
Tristan
the thing.
Simpson.
Just like Kevin Samuels get to say what he say about black women, and we don't think it's an attack. Why is it attack for me to say facts about things that's happening in the community with black men? I'm not saying things that are not true. I'm talking about femicide rates. I'm talking about their needs, the abandonment. I'm talking about not being married to black women. How am I attacking again when I'm speaking truths? That's exactly what y'all said Kevin Samuels is doing about black women. But however, when it tables turn, oh, you attacking black men, Tawana. Now you too mean. Come on now, that's crazy. So it's okay for me to hear how fat black women are, but it's not okay for me to talk about how y'all murking us every 5.5 hours. That's a problem. How y'all murking each other every hour, actually. Like I should talk about how black men treat other black men more than I talk about how they treat women, because Yeah, they actually murking y'all even more than they murking us. So why is that a problem? I'm not. Am I
I,
saying something that's not true? That's what I'm trying to figure out, Anton. Tell me what how I am attacking them. Am I saying things that's
but that's the unique thing about you, Tawana, is that you're definitely one of those people who will say the things, but you're not saying it out of like you have valid points.
yeah.
Like that's why I keep trying to say tell Tawana is a beast. Like I was like, yo, she's a beast. Like she will bring up fat statistics and a whole bunch of stuff. So, you know, I may not agree with everything, but
Exactly. You don't agree, but even chaotic truth. People were like, "Oh, we thought you and chaotic truth was gonna go at it." Why? He
yeah,
respected me because I was speaking factual information. He
yeah.
didn't challenge it because he was like, "Well, she, you know,
I keep saying it like this: people don't like a echo chamber until it doesn't sound like an echo chamber, and then they want the echo chamber back. Like that's just the simple fact. They want to hear what they want to hear until it doesn't sound like the what they don't want to hear, and then
yeah,
it's fugazi. It's like nah, I'm not one of them type of dudes.
yeah." But he said, "But they are fat." See, this is the thing.
Wait, who?
He said,
What?
"Black women, 80% of them." Here's the thing.
He
Okay,
mean he mean they butts? That's what he mean?
but see, this is what I'm saying. This is not true, but okay, we're fat. So why can't I say that y'all murk each other every hour and that y'all don't care about each other more than y'all hate us, black women? So why can't I say that then? If you can say how 80% of us are fat, cool. I can say how y'all don't give a damn about your community. I can say that with conviction, and then we can go tit for tat. Cool, I'm fat. Cool, we got that. I'm fat. I'm 80% of us is fat. I'll claim it. I'll take accountability because guess what? That's what you say. Now tell me why y'all doing that. Why y'all hurting each other? Why y'all can't get along?
I
Cause
just
they
Because
hate
I'm
need
cool. Because
themselves.
I'm cool.
I need to get Tawana a soundboard because she gonna be
I'm
throwing out
because what we
shots.
because when you get through, we still living longer than all of you. So here,
Okay.
when you get through, talking y'all gonna die quicker than us. And then what you gonna do? You just gonna be telling us how fat we are? Well, at least we fat living on Earth. Where you gonna be? Your soul?
Yo, chill.
Yo, no, she
You
did.
gonna have to
We're
relax.
gonna be, we're gonna be
She's
praising your soul.
no.
Come on now.
Yo,
Come
E
on.
Black, E Black,
Go
E Black.
on
What's
now.
going on? What's going
Yeah,
on?
let's stop.
Yeah, yeah, Tristan.
Don't get me started. Come on, y'all know
You
I'm not.
already started. What
No,
do you mean?
Yo,
listen, you already know what's gonna happen on this
yo,
street.
we gonna have to get you an
Don't
ether
play
beat on
with
this, but
me. Don't I mean, because listen, I don't get gaslit with a bunch of people who can't accept what's really going on in their own community. Like, get that out of here. Unless you're gonna talk about what's really damaging our community, like truly the issues that's affecting us. Because if you want to tell me that black women being fat is affecting you in any way, bull, bull. But I'm gonna tell you what is affecting you. You can't even live in your own damn communities, and kids don't even want to go play in their own communities. That's what's affecting us. Stop playing with me. Y'all sitting here talking about this stupid stuff. Okay, I can lose weight. Can you stop killing each other? Like let's do that. I can lose weight. And actually, black women, you want to start a diet with me? JJ Smith got a real good one. Keto diet. I love it. 14 days. We can do it.
Nope, I'm not
Let's
giving
do
up
it.
no pork. I'm not giving
I'm
up the
not
pork.
giving up no pork.
Giving up the pork.
It's a
Listen,
Y'all
good
wildin'.
one. It's
I
a good
dine with
one.
the swine.
My
I'm
wife
good.
be on that lemon tea, lemon water, boiled lemon water every 14 days. I'm like, just get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. They this is why it's like we get so focused on stuff that ain't really gonna change our community. It's like, oh, okay. If you really believe that 80% of black women are overweight, like you're insane. You like your mind is just like you can't honestly be reading any kind of real books or literature. And that's what's wrong. You know, the literacy rate is really low for black men. Do you even understand the statistics? Like, I just want to make sure you really comprehend it because I feel like you read it wrong.
Yeah, hey Tristan. Hey Tristan.
Yes.
I was looking at a thing about I don't know. I just wanted to redirect her because he is wild. But no, 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 no.
No,
I
he always do that with me, and me and him go back and forth. That's what I do with
No, yeah, that's their shtick.
Christopher. That's
But you gotta see when he's
this
on the
is like a
panel.
weekly thing. He come on here just to
When
mess with me.
Antron is on the panel,
He oh he's been on the panel before.
it
He
is
comes on
love.
here to mess with me, and I always go after him. He knows that.
He be
But
yeah.
sitting there
but
with the
what
Michael
did you? But
Jackson in
what
the
was
Uh,
you about to say, E Black? Because
no, 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 no.
I want to bring the
Seriously,
conversation back
I
to.
I do want to say this. I remember, when Kevin Samuels was like during the COVID era, and then we'd have our little friends around, right? It was interesting. Me and my wife was actually like doing our own little mini Kevin Samuels talking point couch sessions. We'd be like, so, you know, you do have a child, right? So, do you want to pay a significant amount of the bills? Well, no, I just want, and we'll literally go through it and like for hours, and we'll laugh. Like afterwards, we'll laugh. We'll be like, "Yo, Kevin was right. These women are crazy." like it's like I said, it's part and
Do you think that was real? Because let me tell you,
yes,
the speculation was that a lot of the women were actresses. Like, do you
no, no, no,
really
no,
think that was real? Because
yes.
here's the thing. Here's what the
I've been single before. Yes.
well, you know what the statistics show is that lots of women date below their means and below their education level, especially in our community, though. So it doesn't ring authentic to me that all these women got these unrealistic expectations, but I do think that some women need a Kevin Samuels to wake their
Yes.
ass up. You know what I'm saying? Like some people need to be like checked. Like even if they come on my show, like I'm gonna check you if you need to be checked. You know what I'm saying? So
You see
sometimes,
what's going on with Kendra G is her name.
oh yeah,
She done she's like, yo, I can't stand y'all women no more. Y'all crazy. You could look at her face. She'd be like, a woman will come up. Oh, I want a sugar daddy. Get the fuck
yeah.
out of here.
Oh, so okay, I know she got her dating show, and
Yes.
then I heard a few of her, going back and forth. But remember Rebecca, she was a dating coach. Her name was Rebecca. I can't think of her last name, but now she has a show on OWN called Marry Me Now, where she's helping women who want to propose to their husbands, like
Mm.
kind of she's helping walking them through this whole process. But when she was a dating coach, she stopped being a dating coach because she said women expectations was too unrealistic, that she wasn't even able to
Hmm.
help most of the women because, and I think her primary audience was black women. I'm not completely certain, but I think primarily her audience was black women. And she said, and I mean her client base was black women, and she was like, their expectations are insane. Like I can't help these women. They're never going to find a partner. And so she kind of gave up her dating coach. So Kendra G is doing something similar. Now, what's interesting about Kendra G, I love her, but she herself isn't in a relationship. Like she's not. And
Mm-mm.
she's never been married or she doesn't have children. She's never
She
been
don't
married,
want to be married. She
but she
froze
don't
them
even have no
eggs.
Why are
relationship.
these dating coaches single? That makes no sense. It's like it's so
Yeah, it's weird to me.
it's an oxymoron. I'm
What
a
do you?
dating
I
coach.
Because I feel like people take that role and they're not married. I mean, I don't know how I feel about listening to a person who doesn't, but people listen to them. So I'm not going to invalidate them. I just
But
don't
but
know.
that's
Yeah.
dangerous. You can end up matching somebody with a dangerous person. That
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. I think if
Because
you're
to
gonna
me,
be
you
a
have
dating
to go
coach, you
through it.
have to be clinically proven. You have to have some type of doctoral in psychology, because you need to be able to read people. I think that's very dangerous.
Yeah. I
I
think I want to say this, and this is okay. Tawana, this is the part of the video where you cut and then you can restart after I finish talking.
Okay.
I've noticed as a content creator, there are a lot of thought channels on femininity. These females have really bought the game on, hey, look at me. I'm cute. I can teach you about femininity. And I'm like, yo, y'all are out of y'all freaking mind if y'all can't see what's going on.
Right.
And I can name a few channels to where I'm just like, yo, y'all just some thoughts running around, and y'all got the support of the dudes. The females are liking your hairstyle, and then y'all selling this femininity product, and y'all ain't nobody. I've literally listened to one supposed femininity person talking about, oh well, I don't want to get married. Why would I want to get married? And lose my figure. I'm like, are y'all really paying attention to this shit? It's like, okay, what do you have to offer? Because I'm here for your looks, and obviously, I'm hoping you're gonna get a man. Oh well, I got a man. Well, you also got a baby too. What? This shit is wild. So cut from there. Stop there. So yeah,
I like it. I don't want to cut that. I like that. I think that you're right, and that women have started to say, "Ooh, I'm going to exploit this," right? Because a lot of women really want to find their femininity, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of women have been told, "Oh, you're not feminine. You're not feminine. Black women are not feminine. We are this, we are masculine, whatever." And so a lot of women, what they've done is they bought into that idea that they're not feminine, that they're masculine, etc. And so they seek out these women who are supposed to exhibit femininity. And they say, I have this feminine energy and I'm gonna give you the game, girl, because I get anything I want out of men. So I'm gonna teach you how to get anything you want out of men, right? And I'm gonna give you this idea of what feminine power, feminine energy is. And the truth is, if you can teach someone femininity from YouTube, then I understand why trans people think they're women.
Oh, yo, you
Oh,
gotta
she about to
relax.
get banned.
Like,
Yo, you
Oh,
I
gotta
do,
relax.
because I feel
You gotta relax.
I'm not
oh.
bashing trans women. I think that I have no I support.
No,
I support 100%. What I'm saying is that you cannot teach femininity
you done kicked off
over
the
the
algorithm.
internet. You cannot just go and tell women do XYZ, and you are going to all of a sudden be a feminine woman that's going to get married. Why exactly are these feminine women that are teaching you that? Why are they not married? Why are they not in relationships? Why can't they sustain a real relationship? Do you not think about that and be like, this chick that's telling me how to be feminine is not in a relationship herself, and she has horrible history with men, and I'm going to listen to her teach me how to get a man? Why do we listen to that? What I'm saying is, if femininity can be taught, that is why we have other communities thinking that anybody can be a woman. Anybody. All you have to do is think like a woman, behave like a woman, act like a woman. So if that is how we're going about this, and we're saying, hey, I can teach anyone how to be feminine, I can teach you how to have feminine energy, then that's why we have these arguments where trans women are saying, I'm better than a real woman. I am actually better. And
Yo,
one
you
thing,
gotta clip this. You have to clip this. This
and
is
so
gold.
we need to really think about
Clip it and ship it.
who we're allowing to tell us how to be women, because no one can tell you that you're not feminine. Let me tell you, actually, most women are feminine. I don't care what they say. I don't care what the media is telling you. I don't care even what these dating gurus have told you. Most women who can have children, who can do natural things that women do, are feminine. Stop letting these people tell you you're not.
Okay,
Stop it.
hold on. Time out. Time out. This is why I probably should have had you on my panel for sexuality versus femininity.
Oh yeah, because I'm a women guru. That's what I do. Like I talk about women's issues. This is it.
So
Anton
so
says I blindly support women. That's what Anton Christopher. That's what he always says about me.
so do you think you said most women have femininity, right?
Yes.
Do most women have sexuality?
Now, sexuality to me is more of a social construct, and so is femininity in some ways, right?
Okay.
But sexuality is something that is taught, right? Or that is learned from your influences, the circle you keep, the media,
Demands.
the demand,
Demands of a man.
the demands, all those things. That's something to me that's a learned behavior. Like, oh, I know that this gives me this, right? And it could be for your personal gratification or needs. Maybe you want something, so you know that this is what you have to do to get it. So women learn to use that. And I think that's a learned behavior. Being feminine, being a woman is a thing that you just do. Okay.
Hmm.
There is so many women who don't connect with being a woman, right? Let's exclude those women. But the whole entire definition is qualities that women engage in. Why are we thinking so deep in this? If you look at a group of women, look at the qualities in which they engage in. Because let me tell you what one of the arguments is, especially about Black women and why we're not feminine. Because Black women are aggressive and they like to fight, right?
Hmm.
Oh, oh, that's not a feminine quality. Actually, being competitive and fighting is very feminine. We compete and fight with other women all the time. Women are very have jealous tendencies, have insecurities, and fight all the time. Why are people saying that somehow makes you not feminine? What I understand is what they're saying is that the need to be overly aggressive and like, I guess like argumentative with men, is a sense. But fighting and arguing is definitely things that women we engage in, that we do. We actually fight with each other women, more than we do with men. We just don't get violent. Like, I don't want to say that word actually because I was told I wasn't supposed to say that word, but we won't get as physical with other women um, as easily as men will, right? In some
Hmm.
communities you will, in some communities you see women fighting a little bit more, in some communities you don't. But what I'm saying is people say stuff that I'm like, why are y'all listening to this? They're basically giving other women or women, people who identify as women, they're giving them the argument like,
Hmm.
look, anybody can be a woman. All you gotta do is teach them.
Yeah.
I'll teach you how to be a feminine woman. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I'm not going to go with that. I'm sorry. I think that those type of women are dangerous to the community. I think those type of women are ruining womanhood. I think those type of women need to be ignored as well. That's just my opinion.
Mm. Uh,
Yeah.
I think the one thing that I would say to kind of like combat that is that the sexuality part does get defined by femininity.
Yeah.
Men do look at the men gauge the level of femininity, and then thus, if you're a woman based that has low femininity, has a low perspective of what men want.
Mhm.
Thus, the women that don't have any femininity don't care what men want.
Right.
But then when they try to up their femininity, it ends up being sexuality because that's what men want. So
Mm.
those two go hand in hand. You can't. It There is a natural sexuality piece. There's a natural femininity piece. and like I said, I've kind of gone. I wanted, like, you're pushing me to do a part three, but I'm kind of over it because I
I
can't.
I understand where you're coming from with the high and low expressions of femininity. I understand where you're coming from. I
Yes.
get why you would say I understand how men think,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like the
But that's what matters most.
that's if
The expression
to
of
me that's not what matters. But I
no.
think that for women that is what matters, right? Like you said, that is what women want to. And for me, a man should stay clear of a woman trying to use her sexuality to convince you that she is this great feminine woman. Because
Yes.
what happens is I don't need to excessively oversell my sexuality or femininity. Okay. When
Mm-hmm.
you're around me, if something happens to you, I'm a natural nurturing person. So I'm going to and take care of that person. If you come in my house, E Black, you and your wife, I'm going to serve y'all. Like my husband knows it. If I'm cooking and his friend comes, I'm going to make his friend a plate too, and I'm going to bring his friend a plate just like I bring him a plate. And he knows that about me, right? He knows these things that I do naturally. Nobody has to teach me how to nurture and take care of someone and be loving towards someone. But I also know how to stand up for myself and be vocal and speak against it. And so, what I'm not going to do is let people make me masculine because I have a voice and because I have a perspective. Like, I think that it's ridiculous that people feel like they can take certain characteristics and weaponize it against women and then tell people that they can teach you how to be a woman, how to be feminine. Like, they can teach you. It's insane to me. I think
Go
it's
ahead,
really.
Tristan, because I
Go ahead.
disagree.
Well,
I know. I
this,
know.
I figured out the answer. I've heard it all, and I have yet to hear this answer. For a man to get the femininity that he wants, just provide emotional, physical, and spiritual protection. That's it. That's it. I, those are three things a woman just asks for, and you leave it alone. She'll submit, she'll do whatever you want as long as she knows she can come to you. If you
Yeah.
can't provide that, shut up. That's it. Look at we have a married man in E Black here. We've all seen what happened on the YouTube streets.
Yeah.
You can't say that he doesn't protect his wife spiritually. We, off that essay that beautiful essay she wrote protects her mentally and emotionally, and that woman comes to him every night. As much as people want to come at E Black, he ain't alone at night. Tawana's not alone at night. I said so. At the end of the day, you got two married people here who have different opinions, but they're still married. So a relationship doesn't have to be one thing.
Right.
It
Yeah.
doesn't have to equal one thing. There's no one size fit all.
Yeah.
You have two married people right here that are different opinions, but happily married,
Definitely.
and can't nobody
I
come
would
between.
I would I would take a pause on happily, but I'm nah.
Listen, I didn't say it. Do not call me about I'm on your couch now. Don't call me.
If you don't stop playing with Mrs. Hodges, right, goddamn now, because I was about to get on
But
you.
I'm
listen,
joking.
and then when you have Miss Tawana,
But
right?
no,
She has
most of
kids.
y'all say y'all ain't happy.
Yeah, yeah. We say we ain't happy, but
Most
we happy.
married men say,
Yeah.
y'all ain't
Yeah,
happy.
my uncles say it every time. All right, fellas, don't get married, but they
Don't,
still with that woman.
Hmm.
but
So
they look, but they living longer and they happier. They show to be healthier, but they talking about they ain't happy. You're healthy,
my uncles have told me if I was never married, I probably would never retired because I would never taken care of my money. You need a
yeah,
woman.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
need a balance.
One
So
thing I regret though is talking about my life so much on these spaces because people don't respect marriage and the
No.
sanctity of it and I hate that some stuff is so public, but also it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. As long as I stay true to who I am. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
really trip about what's been said. But I do regret, and I am going to be a little bit more selective about what I do share in these spaces
Yeah.
because it
Yeah,
goes back
I agree. I agree. It's like even myself. Like I don't talk about it because, like, first of all, I suck at relationships. Like I'm just a terrible relationships person. Like, but that's why I think you need people like Kevin Samuels and like AMS. Like, if there's pickup artists,
but
and
don't
then
you
there
think most of us are terrible at it? Like I think most of us.
no, there are people who are really naturally gifted at relationships. Like we all
Mm.
have them friends that, hey, I got a new girlfriend, I got a new boyfriend, and it's just like, how do you do that? I can like it take man. I be getting ghosted. I be going through it, and it's not like I'm not terrible at pick. I'm good. I'm a very good. I say above average pickup artist, but I'm a terrible relationship person, and I think with to bring it back to Kevin Samuels is that what do you want? Kevin ultimately wanted people to get married, and there's certain aspects to marriage that if you're gonna have to work on. Tawana doesn't agree about a lot of things, especially what men want. Sandwich, what was it? Sandwich. It was some a whole bunch of stuff that he said, but
What he say? A sandwich.
sandwich. We want a sandwich.
Okay.
Sandwich. It was man. It's drunk.
If you seen
Um,
Tawana's husband, I can guarantee you that man gets his plate made. So Miss Tawana can say whatever the hell she want to
I
say.
never
but
said I
She-
didn't.
but
exactly.
I
so
That
never
that's
man.
said
but
I
that's the
didn't.
whole point is that married men want certain most I would say this most men want certain things. I say sandwich, sex, and something else, but it's definitely sandwich and sex. And like I said, I remember actually
Salmon
when I
sex.
was in Houston, when we was in Houston, and we was talking about the PFA had their live show, and they was like, "What do men want? Men want uh submission and all this stuff." And they was like, "Do you want submission or sex?" And I yelled, "I'm like, we want sex. Get the fuck out of here! Like, what the fuck are we talking about? We want sex. I will deal with a dirty ass woman with some good ass. Never mind, but."
Most men will, and that's why they try
Yeah,
to
and
act
that's the
like they
and
would.
that's the point. So that's the thing that, like I said, I'm trying to bring it to kids. I'm trying to bring this show before I get because you've already canceled me like the last 30 minutes of this shit.
Listen,
Listen, when she said the
and I was
trans thing, it was over.
Oh, it
we
was a wrap. Yo,
listen,
you gotta
I was
clip this.
I was about to listen. That is something I could talk about, like for real, because like protect womenhood. I protect women.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
I
gonna
have
clip
a
it and put it on my
real
channel.
issue. I have a real issue with that. Of course, go ahead.
I got
I
into an
think
argument with a trans student because I told him, I'm like, listen, reason why y'all got all these rights so fast is because y'all were men before. I said you had the patriarchal advantage, and
mm,
she fucking flipped.
but that is a true statement. That's a true statement, though. If you have an advantage of being able to know a man who knows how to navigate, and advocate, it is easier to obtain rights. It is easier. It is.
And then they come at you with the oh, you don't know me. I said last time I checked, the whole trans thing was called transsexual, and it was actually called trans dysmorphia. I know. I said I read up on it. I said today's trans ain't nothing like that. I said y'all flipped the script and y'all abusing it. You're abusing your minority rights, and I call a spade a spade. But
I
that's
mean,
another discussion.
yeah, we got to talk about this, but we have to be able to talk about it without people trying to cancel us. Like, we just want to have a real opinion about what they call cis women, which is a woman who was born a biological woman, and a trans woman, right? Like, we have to be able to talk about the differences because there is some issues now with athletes being able to, compete with other women, and they athletically are more superior than women. And so biologically, you still have estrogen and all the things that make you physically capable of being a lot faster, stronger, even if you biologically, I mean, even if you identify as something, doesn't change your biological makeup. And so I think people need to be real about this conversation. It's not
Hmm.
hatred, it is protecting womanhood. And you can't blame a woman for wanting to protect, to preserve womanhood and to show how being a woman is different than learning or transforming into a woman. I'm sorry, it is just different. It's not to say, just like they say men and women are different, right? We're both different. It's not to say that one of us are less than the other. It's just to say that there is a difference that we have to acknowledge here. And so I love to have this conversation, but let's end this by just kind of saying, wrapping up, talking about, Kevin Samuels and the impact that this is going to have, kind of on manosphere and the community, because I think that a lot of people are heavily affected by
They're
what
gonna lose some money.
Or the money gone. YouTube's been okay. I know for a fact. I know for a fact that
Some
ABC.
YouTubers' careers are gone.
No.
Y'all
ABC,
done,
the company that owns
dusted.
the
Get the
company
fuck
that
out of
owns
here.
Google, that owns YouTube, has been
tell them.
getting letters about the manosphere.
Yeah.
Why do you think Lapeef and Anton's channels got taken down faster than anybody else's in YouTube history?
Ooh,
There's
I didn't
there
know that.
there
I didn't, the Lapeef got taken down. Oh, you talking about when it got taken down that one
got
time?
taken down and it came
Right,
back because legally it was wrong
right, right.
because they had the owner of the channel wasn't there. But when Anton was on there and when it happened, it got taken down. And that's why they also increased the ban avoidance things where how people have multiple channels. If they
Mm.
catch you, you're done. Why do
Oh,
you think E Black? Why do you think E Black is seeing certain people getting banned live?
yeah.
Live.
Once you are banned, it's a wrap, and that's why people like this. Oh, I'm gonna get monetized. Once they realize your name is with that check they send out, you're gone.
Hmm.
They're not so the big tech companies are taking this serious because the moment my job has to come and look at your servers, it's a problem because of what certain people are saying. I've been known Manosphere was a certain red flag because I got yellow flag for being on these panels.
Mm.
So I had to do an interview. I'm like, I don't know, blah blah blah, this, that, and the third. They're like, okay, why you think it's Apex Alpha Sip now?
Hmm.
It's it's not the big YouTubers. It's not the Kevin Samuels. It's not the who's the guy with the flower shirt. That guy. It's not them. It's the ones that are not big that are attacking women, raping women, advocating the rape of women. That is causing this problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when Miss Tawana addresses it, they're like this. Oh, we can't control everybody.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's what they'll say. We can't control everybody. That's not us. They don't represent us. Says that is KKK rhetoric at its point. They, we
Yeah.
ain't beat up that black guy. We don't represent that.
Hmm.
I said the rhetoric is the same. That's it. I said it's just different.
Yeah.
So the manosphere is done. It's always been done.
But isn't it always like that when one of our leaders go? It's like we can't recuperate and we can't recover. It's like the institution gets completely shut down after that,
Well,
right? It's hard to kind of recreate it. I mean, he was so original. So I agree with you that this
well,
is going to have a huge impact on the
Yeah.
fall of the empire,
it's
right?
like it's like it's like politics on YouTube, right? It's a very small section. So it's like let's say it's only like 5 million people that are in the black manosphere on YouTube. Kevin Samuels had how many people? How many millions of people? He has over 80% of that market.
That's right.
So basically, he's gone. Whatever may have you, everybody's gonna spread out like they always do. They're and everybody's gonna either ramp it up in beef, or they're gonna say this isn't Kevin Samuels and I'm done. It's it's over.
Right.
It's over. It's,
I,
I,
What
the
you say,
snake
E Black?
dies after you chop off the head.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I would say this. I would say this. Oh gosh, this is tough because for the everyday man or the person who wants a certain je ne sais quoi in regards to their content creating, in terms of what they watch, in terms of who they're around. Some of these panels, like I can't watch that stuff in front of my kids, or I can't watch that and like all day. Like this was a man. This was like Jackie Robinson. This is like Barry Bond. This is like, this is the definition of what we were watching during the times. This is when you talk about Black Manosphere YouTube. This was the guy who represented it and did it the right way in the swag. He may have not represented the entire spectrum of Black Manosphere, but he did it in a way to where you can at least walk through the door and say, okay, well, I want to go to this corner, that corner. He did it in a way that I felt as a man I can walk through and I can identify with somebody who may be in the building. Now it's going to be tough because a lot of these cats are going to have to step up, and who's going to step up? Whoever it is. There's a lot of content creators right now who are doing really well. But like I said, there was only one Kevin, and there, like I said, I don't want to trust me. The Black Manosphere is not dead. Manosphere Red Pill is not dead. It's just lost the attractiveness that other people who may have thought the same things may have be enticed to going into these things, because there's too many channels to siphon through. I'm telling you, there are channels that, like, I don't care what they talking about, I'm not subscribing to y'all. Y'all loco. Y'all on there crazy, and y'all inconsistent. Y'all ain't got the background. Y'all all avatars. Y'all not got the women looking crazy. You know what I mean? It's like he had the whole total package, and then so now that we've gotten to this point to where we've lost this, it's like you're going to have to really, really search, and I'm hoping a lot of people are going to step up their game.
Yeah.
If they really are about this red pill or Black Manosphere life. But other than that, like I said, I'm just mourning the man. Forget the movement. I'm mourning the man. In terms of the movement, like I said, I from what I've learned so far, they're not going nowhere. It's just a matter of who's going to be the front man, and I don't know if anybody's.
Who do y'all think?
I think
Give me a name. Who do you think is gonna be kind of like they just gonna kind of blow up because
it will be Lapeef.
Okay, what do you think, E Black?
I would hate to say this. I'm gonna hate to say this, right? Fresh and Fit. I think listen to me. Listen to me.
Uh-huh.
Fresh and Fit has the youth. They have the 18 to 25. You put a more mature talking point to them, you might see a different type of audience.
Yeah.
They have a large enough following. But like I said, I just don't see anybody else who has the swagger. Like who's talking about cologne and image, and like when he cursed out homeboy for not having a suit, like who's having these conversations?
Yeah. Most men that I've seen in these spaces are not as intelligent as I thought he was. A lot of people criticize me for saying he was intelligent, but I do think that he was an intelligent person. And
Bernard is good. Bernard Riley is really good too. I think, but I just don't think that he has the pace. Unless he picks up his pace,
Okay, so this is. I'll pull up the email. Here's the list. I have. It was Kevin Samuels.
Okay.
DJ Academics. Fresh and Fit. Saint and Sinner.
I forgot Saint.
I heard about them. Yeah.
I'll say, and this fifth one I have never seen. It's
I don't think MTR can do it. I'm sorry.
no MTR six. This fifth guy is I
Who is
can't pronounce the name. It has like a it starts with a O.
O'Shea?
No, yes,
O'Shea.
O'Shea Jackson. Okay,
Yeah. O'Shea.
yeah,
O'Shea. No,
that's
I don't
that's
think
that's on
O'Shea.
this list that I'm looking at right now.
Yeah.
Tawana, you should have Bernard on. I just seen with Snuggles. Oh, you and Bernard would be amazing.
Tell Bernard he is welcomed to come on through so we can have a conversation, and I will make it worth his while.
Yeah.
And I heard he's a little, yeah. I'll watch some of his content and I'll invite him. How about
Yeah,
that?
invite him. He
Yeah.
ain't yeah.
Anton said, I am black, Tawana, by the way. I was born in Trinidad and Tobago. Americans always feel like they can determine who's black when most of them have never traveled outside of the US. Actually, being black is an American term, honey. Sorry to say that for you. But yeah, it's an American term. And so if you're from Trinidad, I'm pretty sure your race is not black in Trinidad. I'm pretty sure they have different races. So America, what happened here in America is we made several races legal. So black, white, Asian, Pacific Islander. So I think that that gives us the right to tell who we think is black. I mean, that's my opinion. I'm not trying to be a jerk. Okay, Eve, like, I'm not trying to be a jerk. I just wanted to address that. And Joanna says statistically, black boys at the age of 18 read at a fourth grade level. Where's your outrage for that? You so outraged by women who are overweight, but you're not outraged at these black boys who can't read. That's crazy to me. Like the things that we get on here and talk about, and the things
Hmm.
that we say. But yes, I do just want to say that when I first heard the news about Kevin Samuels, I did not want to believe that it was true. Um, it is with a heavy heart that I do say report that it is verified to be true. Um, for those of you who are mourning, I am apologetic and have nothing but empathy because as a woman, I don't have to connect with that individual to have empathy for another human. I think that I wanted this space to be open so that people who truly was affected by what he said can and truly have a voice. And I think that regardless of how we feel about him personally, he had an impact in the community. Why he had an impact is, it's up for discussion, but he had an impact in the community and he affected millions of people. Millions.
Hmm.
And MILF came on and showed us an example of how he affected her. If you didn't see that part of the interview, go back and watch it. Because she did give a very powerful explanation of her experience of Kevin Samuels. And one day I'll play my video. We could talk about it because, yeah, yeah, I was on Kevin Samuels and he kept me on for an hour, over
Hmm.
an hour. I could not believe I was on the show that long.
I can't believe I'm on this show. No, no, okay.
So we got to talk about it. But Joanna is in the chat speaking some facts. When I say facts, for a man to acknowledge a woman as masculine, he's saying that he is not. Tell him,
Oh
Joanna.
gosh.
I love you. I can't wait to have this discussion about femininity with E Black and his channel. I cannot wait. I will be ready for you. But
I'll
thank
give
you
you the
guys
same
so much.
questions. I'll give you the same questions.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
E Black, thank you so much for supporting me. I support you. You already know I've been binge watching your shows when you be talking about. He actually did a great show on Roe versus Wade. He had a crazy extremist on there, and I really enjoyed the conversation though. So go watch E Black's last live about Roe versus Wade. That was a huge thing, right? And I think
Yeah.
we didn't touch on that, but I was on his show and we talked about Kevin Samuels. So go watch that one. Did you put
Yeah.
it out yet? Did you put it out yet?
Yeah, I was about to clip. I put the clips out. I'm about to start.
Okay.
I have a clip. I was gonna do one today, but I decided to hold off on it.
Yeah.
I wanted to be petty
Y'all got
today.
to go back and watch it because we actually talked about Kevin Samuels talking points on that show, and it was a really good show. And I appreciate you. Thank you, Tristan. You know I appreciate you. Thank you so much, and everybody who tuned in.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. I really just wanted to get on here and give my um condolences to Kevin Samuels, even if I disagree with him. I have nothing but sympathy and empathy for people who are affected by his death. And I am hoping that this does have more of a positive impact on the community than anything. And so, I'm hoping that we can, learn a lot from the interactions and things that's happened on his show. So thank you, Gems and Jules. Y'all come back on Sunday. I'll be talking about some stuff, probably this again, if it's some new stuff that developed. But we will definitely get into some topics this Sunday. So I will see you guys then. Thank you so much.